Пошли. Все вместе. Какие ваши доказательства?
They want you to comply.
Cancel culture is about canceling.
Кокаином.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
Woke moralists. Up yours.
And they believe that they can then
Woke
shut us
moralists.
up.
Up around and find out.
Up yours. Woke moralists.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
Up yours.
We'll see who cancels who.
I hope this word.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, my Lance. Hey, everybody. Hey, my Lance. How are you?
I'm living. I'm alive. I'm here to tell the stories. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm not gonna stay for long. I'm only gonna be here for like 30 minutes. But if anyone's wondering, I had surgery on Sunday or Monday. I had appendicitis. I was well treated, well taken care of, and I'm lighter, faster. I can squeeze into small holes like a cat. Like if my head gets through, the whole rest of the body slithers inside. It's nice. It's better. It's a better life.
Oh wow.
I'm happy that you're okay.
And how much did that cost? Thousands of dollars?
Thousands.
$0.
Oh, I forgot where y'all at because I'm like, oh, it must have cost. No. Wow. Canada, if anybody's wondering. Yeah. I'm happy you're okay, though.
Yeah.
I spent 2 days in a hospital. That would have been the most expensive hospital stay of my life in the bowel ward. It was not fun, but it's like that would have been what, like $10,000 a day in the US or something like that to be in a hospital for 2 days. Yeah.
Wow. That's scary.
Good.
I'm glad you're doing okay. Yeah, you do.
You look fresh.
Yeah, I feel a little fresh. Obviously, healing, mending, laughing.
That's always
that sucks that because you were gonna go on vacation, but
I was.
Yeah, the surgery canceled that.
I can't do anything now. Yeah,
man.
Hey, at least I'm not bankrupt from it. You know, that's a huge plus. You know, like, put everything into perspective. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, glad you're here for a little bit. We've got Benjamin Dixon back, everyone. Say hello to Ben.
Good evening, everyone.
Ben, you're incognito, man. It's crazy. It's just giving me incognito. We can't see you.
You can't really see
me? You need the face light.
You know, it's usually so bright.
I see it. I see you, but when
you know what? I have one of my main lights off. So take me down real quick. Let me go cut my main light on real quick.
Or turn your camera off on the stream.
You could stop cam on the stream. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What does that take me down? Oh,
yes.
There you go.
There we go.
All right.
I'm like, he's not about to be on here unlit because we know how it is when we first were working in the studio together. We used to tell them, hey, light us correctly. I know it's tough. We got some melanin in our face, but we got to light us correctly. We might disappear. Okay. So give us some good lighting. So yeah.
Also, you're streaming on your channel. I linked it. Everyone, you can watch on Rebecca's channel now.
Please do, because I saw the stats you guys were telling me about. Okay, great. I'm excited. We went over 1,000, so I'm at 1,215 subscribers. Come on, somebody. Hey, if
nice.
we went do, and then it says I need 15 public watch hours. And then it said that, and I said I need to post. So yes, I'm gonna start posting on this page. But you guys just watch me over there. That's the only way I'll be able to start utilizing it in a way for work. And so I'm grateful. So,
if most of you watch on Rebecca, she could hit the watch time goal pretty quickly. So I won't be mad if you go over to Rebecca's chat for today because we've got to get our numbers up.
Yeah.
And Ben is also like I'm looking at right now. There's nine different streams going right
Ben
now.
is streaming too. Yeah.
It's actually
We're
pretty
everywhere.
cool what StreamYard can do, even though sometimes it screws up things. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So what happened this week, folks?
I don't know, Mike. You direct us. What should we talk about?
Well, there's a lot of stuff happening on the lefty the quote unquote lefty discourse with
the discourse.
Yeah, our my good friend Timothy has stepped in a little bit of shit by stepping to a revolutionary black activist, Cornell West. And he kind of got smacked the fuck down in a very humiliating way. I reacted. I was telling everyone before this chat. I reacted to the clips earlier, just watching it, and like I filmed. I had my video prepared. I was gonna film, and then I watched that clip, and it totally fucked me up mentally. I was just so pissed. It's like, how dare you try to school Cornell West with your bullshit class reductionism? You've been LARPing as a lefty for years now, and you think that you're going to own him because he isn't like appealing to your right-wing audience. Go fuck yourself. But I mean, I can't possibly say it as well as Cornell West said it, because Cornell West was just, it was beautiful.
He destroys him in seconds. It's a masterclass.
Should we show the video?
Yeah, we gotta watch.
I haven't seen it yet. I assume this is the clip because this is the one I'm seeing going around. So this is the tab that I have.
So there's one going around, David, but it has horrible audio. So I linked you in our group chat to the full video, and it's at 1552.
Oh, sorry, on Twitter.
Yeah, in our Twitter group chat, and it has the timestamp 1552. That's where he starts to kind of press Cornell West. And to put this in further context, Jimmy Dore recently did an interview with RFK, and it was like this tongue bath, right? Barely pushed back, barely. But I mean, like when it comes to Cornell West, he's bringing the heat. I mean, it's such a fucking fraud. But you've got to see it. Also, shout out to Ole in the chat. Always nice to see Ole.
Hey, my honey.
Hi,
Ole.
You're missed.
All right, sorry, I'm bringing it up now. All right. Here we go. I hope that, again, in terms of audio level, I can't really control too much here, but.
For your insight, absolutely right. No doubt about that.
So let me just say this. So the point of running a third-party campaign is to offer an alternative to the two major parties, to bring together disaffected members of those parties, along with independents and others who feel alienated from the political system as it exists. And the best way to do this is by running on economic issues that unite us, but which neither major party is willing to address because they're both beholden to the same powerful corporate interests. The Democratic Party long ago abandoned the working class in favor of beating the drum on cultural issues, and now that's all the Democrats have to run on. So if voters are looking for a party running on trans rights and calling Donald Trump and his supporters white supremacists, they can already vote for Democrats. The role of a third party is to focus not on the identity politics that divide us, but on core economic issues that unite us along class lines, like Christian Smalls did at Staten Island. Do you think he led with LGBTQ trans rights and white supremacy, or do you think he organized along class lines? That's what we...
Okay, well, we got to pause there. What?
Yeah.
He was unionizing.
That makes it come back too. He twists this whole thing about being trans people like twice or three times. It gets so weird.
Ben, you said you want.
Was he reading his statement?
Yeah, he does. Because Jimmy can't do it. He has to read it. He doesn't know
anything.
It was
a script. At least he needs to get like a teleprompter going, because that was giving it like he was reading that, and it didn't. Yeah.
But I mean, and that's the thing, is like he's trying to come at Cornell West, and he's not even prepared enough to actually look at the camera and talk directly, but he has to read from something he prepared earlier and still managed to make himself look like an inept fool up against Cornell West. It's a fascinating moment. Fascinating.
I think that he knew that if you're going up against Cornell West, like you can't miss, right? Because Cornell West, like, this is a very intelligent individual, so you need to word it perfectly. But I mean, still, it's Cornell West, so Cornell West's response here, it's coming up, is impeccable.
what we have to do. You have to organize, meet people where they are. So what is your plan to organize along class lines? Or are you going to keep talking about white supremacy and all those identity politics, which are there, not from the ground up, from the top down, to make sure we stay divided? What is your plan to organize along class lines?
Well, I appreciate again the clarity and candor of what you have to say. We have profound disagreements, brother. When I organize around white supremacy, I'm not making some utilitarian calculation. I'm speaking as a black man who comes out of a tradition that's been terrorized and traumatized by white elites. And that does not in any way mean it takes me away from class issues. Class issues are crucial. Class issues are fundamental. But it doesn't mean that I'm putting up with white supremacy. One of the problems is that you get too many folk who want to talk class, and can't say a mumbling word about white supremacy, police brutality. Can't say a mumbling word hardly. Or when they do say it, you call it identity politics as if it's not connected to class. I'm hitting these head on. I'm standing with the workers when it comes to strikes. I'm standing with the workers when it comes to greedy bosses. I'm standing with the workers when it comes to obsession with profits and the needs not in any way being satisfied. But I'll never for a minute be silent. I'm not or not raising my voice in terms of vicious treatment of black people, indigenous people, gay brothers, lesbians, sisters, or trans. It's not an either or. And that's where you and I have a deep, profound disappointment. So if I see, for example, if I watch your show and I notice you hardly say a mumbling word about white supremacy because it's some kind of identity politics and I'm against it, but I don't want to talk about it. I only want to talk about what people hold in common. Well, black people are not going to hold it in common if you don't say a word about white supremacy, but maybe some of your white friends will. So who are you talking about? You're talking about in common.
Oh my God.
Are you talking about just a majority or what, my dear brother? I will never, ever in a million years not talk about vicious legacies of white supremacy, male supremacy, homophobia, transphobia, and others. But class will always be very much at the center. What brings you and I together is what? Our fundamental solidarity with working classes, not just here, but around the world. But oftentimes when I hear about your show and you say, well, you know, these identity politics issues get in the way. No, it's not getting in the way. They're not getting in the way.
100%. They're used by the Democrats. That's all they have to run on. And when you say that
right
stuff,
there?
you just
the caucasity, the
caucasity of it all, Ben. The caucasity of it.
The racism's just ramping up too. He gets so much worse. So much
more.
Oh
my
How
God.
much more?
It gets so bad.
Yeah, I
It gets so bad.
the first time.
Yeah, and the script that he gave. It's just like watching this is, I don't know where he can go from here. I don't know what he's about to say right now. But
it's gonna be worse.
like after that read, this is the Cornell West that I love to see, the doctor Cornell West that I love to see in his element, doing what he needs to do. You know, I know that we've seen him running for president or putting his bid in, but this right here is the type of thing that this is what we need. This is it, because to be able to clear somebody who is sitting there trying to tell you and be a hypocrite about it, tell you how to speak and how to be and what he should stop doing. Dr. Cornell West will never stop speaking when it comes to black issues, or when it comes to any other issues. Don't ever ask somebody who's been doing this to stop. It ain't happening.
He put it so well too. Someone needed to finally say, when like people always use this as an excuse, like this is identity politics, this is identitarian or whatever. To some other people, it's just civil rights. It's just existing, right? Like I hate hearing that from so-called leftists all the time, that this is about identity politics. Oh, you won't shut up about this. Well, maybe because it affects their lives every single fucking day, you know?
Well, and Jimmy also knows that he can't possibly talk about white supremacy on his channel when it's fueled and funded by right-wingers who would lose their minds. They would start calling Jimmy Dore woke. So he absolutely can't. And this is a fundamental problem. They've been trying to merge a red and brown coalition for years. They've been talking about dropping the requirement for them to get that red-brown coalition requires that we stop talking about race and identity completely. So how could we ever be in league with someone like Jimmy Dore when he's saying that our issues fundamentally don't matter to him?
Yeah. And he's saying, keep in mind, just to kind of further contextualize all of this, he is making this class reductionist case to the literal author of a book called Race Matters. I mean, there's a reason why Cornell West has been doing this for so fucking long, because he gets it. Like he understands how all of these things are interconnected. And so if you say, "Oh, you're talking about that," like like you're talking to a black man. Like it's astonishing, like the audacity of Jimmy Dore here to think that this would go well.
Caucasity.
The caucasity of Jimmy Dore.
You can say that. It's okay. You can say the caucasity.
You got the pass. You got the pass, Mike.
Yes.
That's all right.
It's so shocking. So to see Cornell West basically just drag him for minutes straight. This was so satisfying because this is what, like, before a lot of us directly moved away from Jimmy Dore and started to attack him, we were delicately trying to communicate this to him again and again and again and again, and he just doesn't get it. And it's not like he doesn't get it. I mean, he's an idiot, but he is purposefully doing this. He avoids these issues. A couple of years ago, he posted a video about CRT and talked favorably about it, and it got massively disliked. Last week or this week, he posted a video titled "Libertarian Makes the Case for Reparations," and the like to dislike ratio is fucking wild. I posted a screenshot on my Twitter. It's like almost double the dislikes, because even if you have a libertarian pitching it, you have a right-wing audience that is going to find that a non-starter. Like a lot of their grievances are race-based. They feel like they've been supplanted by minorities and LGBTQ plus people. So they're not gonna, like, it's just, he's so obtuse. And really, this is about, man, Cornell West, I really want to support you, but unless you go along with what I want, what's good for my algorithm, like the vaccine and class reductionism,
and avoiding white supremacy,
and avoiding white supremacy.
Don't talk about anything true. Like, please don't bring real issues here.
And one thing that was really compelling to me is I was listening to the Vanguard a little bit as they were talking about this, and Gavin made the point that this is all intentional, because what Jimmy is trying to do is make it so that way, okay, I can't support Cornell West, somebody who, I mean, if you listen, very clearly supports all the things that Jimmy supports when it comes to policy, right? So
claims
now
he supports, by the way, we should say, like, who the fuck knows Jimmy actually supports? But in terms of what he's pushing forward,
Yeah, but basically, this is Jimmy Dore setting himself up for, oh my God, I've got to support Trump now, because Cornell West just doesn't get it. This is the point that Gavin made, and it's such a good point.
That's wild.
And, you know, I also think it's a bit of jealousy, because you do remember the People's Party was originally trying to run Jimmy Dore in 2024. They dropped Jimmy Dore and picked up Cornell West, who then later had to leave the People's Party because of all the allegations against the owner of that party. And then he went to the Green Party. But at the end of the day, the guy on that screen, Jimmy Dore, was supposed to be the candidate that everyone's talking about right now.
That is tea.
He lost that. Oh, yeah.
So, it could definitely be something. Look, Ben just dropping tea. So it could definitely be something of jealousy, envy. So let me get it. Let me get him on here with who they chose, so I can rip him to shreds and show you how he was never fit for that. And it's doing the reverse effect. It's showing more of how Jimmy Dore caters to white supremacy. He caters to that racist audience, and he tries to attack. He does attack marginalized communities. When we don't speak about the marginalized communities, all of those are the ones who are suffering, right? In these policies that he claims to support and push, but a lot of the marginalized communities are hurt the most with those. Right. So if we deduce or we take away marginalized communities are talking about that, or we say that it's identity politics or whatever the case may be, that's a disservice. And Jimmy Dore is not, he's a hypocrite. He is not who he thinks he represents. He's not that person. And that's what we need to be clear about. And that's who we need to steer away from when we're trying to get news or listen to those type of commentators, because they're going to make you go away. That is not the way that the left is supposed to be going, or who they represent. They're going to have you be more pushed towards conservative ways, pushing that white supremacist, pushing those racist views and out loud, and try to say, hey, I'm just actually thinking realistically here. You're not. You're not.
Right.
So.
It gets so much better.
You just sound like a Democrat, because that's all they have. So if you
wrong. If the talk about the dignity of black people in the face of vicious white supremacy makes me sound like a Democrat, you got the wrong earplug.
Okay.
You're not listening clearly. Because if you can't hear the critique of Wall Street, if you can't hear the critique of militarism, If you can't hear the critique of his foreign policy in Ukraine, and all you can hear when they talk about white supremacy is identity politics, then something's wrong with your earplug.
Look at Jimmy's face, by the way.
Something's wrong with you. But we just have deep disagreement with that one. But
it's disappointing.
It is what it is. You are profoundly disappointing in that sense. But if I still love you, brother.
I still love you too. I still love you too. I know you. I know I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm talking about having a campaign. I'm not. So.
But the campaign is not about utilitarian calculation. I don't look at black people like a utilitarian.
Now this is my first time watching this, so that's why I've been sort of just taking it all in quiet. But like right there was Jimmy Dore, the gears turning in his head. Oh, sure. You could tell he still likes Cornell West, but his business model does not line up with that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he says that to placate Cornell West, while Cornell West is saying, I love you, brother, and he feels like he has to say something to Cornell West. But then there's that moment where he goes, oh, shit, how am I going to explain this to my listeners who are not going to be happy that I just said that to Cornell West?
I actually think that was his gears grinding to try to come up with a point, and he had none. Because I think underneath the surface of who Jimmy Dore is really is an empty suit that says whatever who's going to pay him the most, that's what he's going to say. So when he's actually in a debate with someone who thinks, someone who's not just a thinker, he's Dr. Cornell West. He is the most prolific thinker of our day, arguably, right? Of course, you're not going to be able to come up with a rebuttal, Jimmy Dore. You're just not that talented.
Utilitarian calculation. I can't say nothing because these people over here somehow are alienated. I'm telling the truth. I'm fighting for justice. And if people feel as if to talk about white supremacy is alienating, then they're going to be alienated. I'm talking about my mama. I'm talking about my daddy. This ain't no abstract dialogue about politics in the Machiavellian sense. Not at all,
so
my
what,
brother.
When Bernie caught...
We march together for class politics. We march together because that's real. But if you think that talking about white supremacy is just identity politics, we got deep disagreement. That's all. So I'm sorry to go on. And you're very kind to let me go.
No, go right ahead. No, go right ahead. I don't. And honest, everything I'm saying here coming from my heart. I want your campaign to succeed, and I want you to have the strongest campaign possible. But Bernie caught on because he would always, if he was given a cultural question or an identity politics question, he would always bring it back to class and economics. And it doesn't. Well, here I was talking to one of Bernie's campaign managers, and this is what he said. Yes, I personally agree white supremacy is one of the causes. But if I lose two potential allies because they roll their eyes and stop listening before I get to their concerns, I've already lost. The civil rights advancements, women's rights, the environmental movement, they didn't happen because people like my dad voted Democrat because that stuff mattered to them. It happened because Democrats appealed to them on economic issues, and a lot of the Democrats they voted for because of economics also happened to vote for that other stuff. And it doesn't work in the inverse. So I'm just giving that to you.
No, I understand. But you can see again how I disagree. Keep in mind, bro. Civil rights movement was not because of white folk doing X or Y. It was because it was a social movement led by black people in the South that was multiracial, but led primarily by black folk. And neither party would have done anything without that social movement.
100% right. You're 100% right. No doubt about it. And I think
that's my tradition. That's my tradition. How could you talk about?
No, I love to hear you talk about all that stuff, and that's good for a radical black activist who's representing his community. But I'm just trying to impress upon you that there's better ways to run a presidential campaign, and so that
why the
The Caucasity, brothers. Listen, I need you all to vouch for me for 1 second because there's a lot of white people who think I don't have white friends. And I like to consider all of you white friends.
We are his white
Yes,
friends.
we are friends.
Yes.
I love.
Yes, I'll use my white voice for this one. Yeah, it's true. It is true.
This
That's
is
my real voice.
the greatest example of white supremacy, and I mean, for the nerve of him to try to lecture Cornell West and then to minimize the fight for liberation to being a radical black activist, looking out for our community. No, Negro, I'm sorry, you're not even good enough to be a Negro, Jimmy Dore. I would call you what you are, but Black issues have blessed every single corner of this country, and I would argue this planet. Black Americans specifically, what we got in the Civil Rights Act blessed white women. Affirmative action blessed white women. We blessed the LGBTQ fight. So there's literally nothing about the Black fight, the radical tradition of Black people, that's ever limited to the Black community. But he would not understand that because he himself, Jimmy Dore, is steeped in white supremacy, and it's shown right there in that clip right there.
No
condescending. I think
So
the problem is
condescending.
that Jimmy Dore doesn't care much about white women either. he doesn't care about LGBTQ people. He don't care about any of that. It's clear as day.
He doesn't care about
just
anybody.
Anybody, but his money,
Jimmy.
And he does believe that he's above everything. I think that's his whiteness that plays a role in that, because you can't tell me Jimmy Dore stands for what everyone stands for, but cannot acknowledge marginalized communities' issues. What does he want it to look like? I'll tell you what he wants. He wants it to look quite white, and that is exactly what we need to stay away from. How are people listening to this man? Ben, you've called it years ago, and they tried to tear you down. I'll never forget it. They tried to tear you down on when it was Twitter, okay? In those Twitter streets, they tried to come for you addressing this. Yeah. And so now, what do people have to say? He's outright with it. What are people going to say now?
We call this out. Jimmy Dore has been running for me. If anybody wants, he's been running for me since 2016. Right? I called him out in 2016 because he has I would give him something. At least he has finally grown a spine enough to address a Black man the way he always attacks Black women. So I called him out in 2016 for how he talks to Black women. He has been hiding from me ever since. That said, this is something that we have called out about his character. We called it out with the, what was that? Force to Vote. We knew that was a sham from the beginning, not because the idea was bad so much, but the person behind it, Jimmy Dore, who has shown us he is exactly who we said he was years ago. And I have this kind of passion about it, because he was centerpiece in the fracture that fractured the left 2 years ago. We really fell apart as an online cohesive movement because of this clown. And now he has the unmitigated gall and the caucasity to try to speak to Dr. West that way. No, we're not doing that in 2024.
And also, because you brought up Force the Vote, this is somebody who has basically tried to draw the line when it comes to Medicare for all. Every single one of us here support Medicare for all, but then he went on to support the candidate that did not support Medicare for all in 2020, and now he supports RFK, who doesn't even support a fucking public option. And so then the government finally, for the first time in my life, experiments with free healthcare. They give us the vaccines. What does he do? He poo-poos that and says later on in this interview that is the biggest issue of his lifetime, the vaccines. Sorry, go ahead, David.
No, I was going to say...
spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
It's so good, though. It's so good. We have to get to it.
In that discussion with RFK, he doesn't push back half as nearly as much on the healthcare topic as he is here with Cornell West about white supremacy. It is a the idea that he built his career or that one of his big issues is Medicare for all, and RFK doesn't support it, and you're interviewing him and you barely push back on that, yet here about white supremacy, this is the big issue.
This is where
that really gets you affected. Come on.
That's where I draw the line.
That's the hill. That's the hill he's willing to die on. That's the
right.
Hill. Yeah.
Are we playing more?
Yeah.
You gotta see the smart. No, you have to.
Is it coming soon, or should I skip ahead?
You got to play the vaccine.
Yeah, the vaccine.
Scroll to where Cornell West isn't on it anymore. It's right before he gets kicked off or leaves. Right. So
he gets kicked off. Kicked off.
Sorry, he leaves. Sorry, he leaves. Okay.
For real.
Rewind it a little bit right before he leaves. So maybe past this because
I think we're near it actually, like 2 minutes.
Because this is when Jimmy gets especially racist.
Okay.
He starts like saying that he like
I'll
doesn't
just play
care
because I think it's 2 minutes more.
civil rights and
Wait,
stuff.
hold on.
Like,
This is where Jimmy gets especially racist.
yes. Oh yeah. No, he ramps up. He ramps up the racism. Oh yeah. Just wait.
I haven't seen that part
for
yet.
a black radical activist, that's great. That's honey. But for someone who's trying to appeal to a wide swath of people, disaffected Republicans, independents, people, that's a death for that campaign. That's my opinion. That's just.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see, but keep in mind, though, brother, that one, I've never ever said that all of the followers of Brother Trump are fascists. I said he's a neo-fascist Pied Piper. His followers, 1 out of 8 went with Bernie, 1 out of 12 went with Barack Obama. He's got a heterogeneous, diverse group. And I can speak my language of truth and justice as it connects to capitalism, imperialism, white supremacy, male supremacy, transphobia, whatever it is. And there's going to be some people who listen, and there's going to be some people who don't. But this is not just a question of political calculation and Machiavellian reflection, brother. This is about the quest for truth and justice. You got to be real. You got to be authentic. I'm not listening to consultants who tell me to use this particular kind of language with this group and this kind of language with that group. That is the essence of managerial bourgeois politics.
Oh my God.
So
I just gotta pause it because it's amazing how Cornell West throws that back in his face. Like how Jimmy Dore is the one where it's like, listen to the consultants, like in his mind, like the consultants that he would listen to. Whereas like Cornell West is being authentically himself.
Right.
I like. And that's what I like.
Is this? Are you playing Jimmy Dore's version of
this?
This
is off his site, so does it come up again?
Okay, because I didn't realize the title at first. Cornell West does 45-minute commercial for Joe.
Oh my God! I just noticed that too.
Wow! What a baby! What a baby! Holy shit!
Oh my God!
I know that they want that as clickbait. They want that to be. This is what they want, right? This is what he wants. Okay, clickbait, whatever. But coming at Cornell West like this, now we did come at Cornell West a few times when, in the last few months. You can see it on Olay's page. We read him because we like to see him in his natural element. And this is his natural element. This is what he does. He makes sure he doesn't have to do much because he's been doing this work for so long. Jimmy Dore has been sitting here. He's one of, I like to call these, I say other things, but this ain't that type of show. But men with microphones, these people with microphones who sit here and they will just be on the mic, and all they have is this to offer. There's nothing else. But who he's speaking to actually fought the fight. Who he's speaking to has actually walked the walk. Who he is speaking to has gone through this. He just didn't get up one day and feel like maybe I should start saying I'm for the people and get on this mic and not be for people and start promoting all things that are not helpful to the movement, but still say I'm a part of the movement. How can you trust that? So I don't know what he thought he was going to get in this moment. These are people that will bring people like Dr. Cornell West on here to try to make a moment out of it. Get this viral clip about how he got one of the most influential people who speak on the behalf of marginalized people, and he made him fumble in his work, where he made what we saw here was somebody who is going to. He's going to stand right beside his word. He's going to stick right beside it. He's unmoved because this is what he believes and this is what he does. Jimmy Dore, on the other hand, we saw him get stuck. We saw him not know how to respond. And that's how you know these people aren't real. Jimmy Dore is not real. He's not a real person. He really does not care about issues. So, I don't know what he thought he was going to get out of this, but what's happening right now, what we're doing right now is just showing we are laying down, going through, breaking down who he really is for those people who can't see it.
Jimmy Dore's the guy who that lady saw in the back of the plane. That motherfucker is not real.
No, she saw something. She saw something, y'all. She did.
So this does apparently go on for another 20 minutes. We can't watch 20 minutes of this, right?
No.
So
yeah, jump ahead about 15 maybe.
I guess around here is when he jumps off, it looks like. And Cornell West does not look happy.
It's gonna be when Cornell starts ranting about how Jimmy only cares about vaccines and other nonsense.
Yeah.
He just rips him fucking apart.
All right, let's try
this one.
injectable treatments be mandated or coerced. Individuals should be allowed to protect and heal themselves in a manner that best supports their medical spiritual beliefs. So I just wanted, I understand why you aren't outraged by that. Do you share the sentiment of the Black Caucus of the Green Party, and have you talked to them?
Well, one thing, it's good to have a Green Party where you have a variety of different voices that are clashing, and the tensions are very real. I think there's no doubt that the pharmaceutical company has played a disproportionate role in shaping public policy. I think the kind of concerns that you and RFK Jr. and others have certainly are well grounded in that sense. On the other hand, we know there's been a whole host of vaccines in regard to other kinds of illnesses that are much more effective. The question becomes making sure, and one of the things I want to do, I want to have a truth commission to find out exactly what was the level of corruption that took place during these years, be able to see not just the text, we know the books are out there, but to have a truth commission so that we can see what voices were marginalized, what voices were pushed aside, and make sure it never happens again. I resonate with the spirit of what my Green Black brothers and sisters are saying, but the Green Party itself does allow this kind of disagreement and so on. But I'll say this though, brother, I know I got to go, but I must say, you see, this is where you and I do in some ways live in different worlds, because as crucial and as important as the issue of vaccines and the COVID situation was, when you say that's probably the most important issue in your lifetime or in the last 25 or 30 years, in light of all the wars, in light of what Palestinians are going through, in light of what workers are going through, 63% of them are living paycheck to paycheck, in terms of all the vicious attacks of the police and the murders and so forth. Yet this vaccine issue is the most important thing. I say, okay, that's my dear brother Jimmy. He's got a right to raise his voice. I'm not going to in any way push it away, but I just live in a different world. As important as vaccines have been, if I had another chance, I'd be leaning much more with the Black Caucus. But when I think of the weightiest issues, vaccines does not come immediately to mind. It just doesn't. That's the kind of world we live in, brother.
Okay.
Maybe I spend,
Well, here it is. Black business owners collapsed by 41%. Black business because of lockdowns. Do you care yet?
Well, no,
70,000 workers in one state were fired because of vaccine mandates. When are you going to care? Do they all have to be trans? When are you going to care about these workers? What are you going to care about? What are you going to care about this?
They have to be trans for me to care.
You don't care. You don't care. Why don't you care about this?
Why would you accuse me? Of course I care about it.
You're saying it's not important.
I didn't say it wasn't important. I said it was not the most fundamental issue in my lifetime the last 30 years.
Forced medical experiments? Forced medical experiments that the scheme.
Where is the nuance?
Oh my God.
Where is the complexity?
So you missed this story and you're not interested in getting it right.
You agree with Jimmy Dore.
So you missed this story and you're not interested. Well, Dr. West, I wish you the best. You know I love you. You know I support
you and your precious wife and your family. Stay strong, though, brother.
Okay, I wish you all the best. I love you. Thanks for coming on. I really do wish you all the best. And I just wish you had a clearer message to reach people, but you don't. It's muddled and it's a loser.
Fuck you.
That's where he cuts it.
What do we call this?
I support you so much, Dr. West, that I'm going to have the last thing that's said at the end of this 45-minute interview is calling your campaign a loser. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Listen, I've already said exactly what this is, but I love Dr. West as a brother, as a mentor. I don't wish anything but the best for Dr. West. But I hope that this is very clear to him. We've been trying to put Dr. West up on who Jimmy Dore is for some time. And I hope that this interview really solidifies very clearly, not only in his mind, but the mind of everyone who has ever had any question about whether or not Jimmy Dore is leftist. He is not. He's a conservative. Whether or not Jimmy Dore is a part of as an ally, no, he is an enemy of progressivism. He is an enemy of the LGBTQIA community. He is the enemy of the Black community. And he is supported by those people who have targeted every single one of us, y'all. His audience is made up by people who would see every one of us on this screen put on the wall. And so, not to make such a big deal about it, but I think this is the apex of his arrogance. And I hope everyone can really clearly see it now, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. That's the thing. We would hope that people would see it. This is not the first time that I've heard of a Jimmy Dore rant issue, him being in a, political scandal, like as a commentator, whatever. This is not the first time, but people still back these type of people. I know another person who's an activist in the space that is literally a red flag, a walking red flag, and people will still like stick right beside them, continue to fund them so that they can grow. And it's just crazy to me how people just don't see that, how this is damaging, how damaging this is. And this person is spreading misinformation. This ain't it. This ain't it.
Yeah, forced medical experimentation. And I love how, like, when Cornell West said, yeah, I would set up a truth commission, because of course, like, there's no harm in that, because there's nothing to hide. Jimmy Dore's like, yes, that's going to expose all this, because Jimmy Dore, basically, he got so much growth on his channel by doing anti-vaccine misinformation. This is like the go-to issue. And he's still, even though the vaccine stuff has kind of like, it's not as popular, people have kind of moved on, he's still trying to play the greatest hits, because that was like peak Jimmy Dore views a couple of years ago. So that's why this is his number one issue, because a lot of his audience came to him at that time, a lot of right-wingers, right? So pushing vaccine misinformation is just like, if that's not your number one issue for Jimmy Dore, he can't support you. Unfortunately, he's going to have to support Trump or DeSantis.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Or DeSantis.
Yeah,
but like, how condescending do you have to be to tell someone who's had their entire life involved in civil rights and activism to be like, well, do you not care about black businesses? Huh? Does this not concern you?
Right.
Like,
that's what really blew me. Like, that moment was the most like, wow, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's what he does. He tries to flip it. So that way, if he doesn't have somebody, like, he'll bring on somebody to legitimize these types of messages of like hate against these communities. Like, for example, like I've talked about before, how during the Steven Crowder, Carlos Maza situation, when Steven Crowder was explicitly homophobic, Jimmy Dore personally gave me a call when we were still on good terms. And he was like, what do you feel about this? I'm like, yeah, well, Steven Crowder is homophobic and it needs to be denounced. I get that you're against like him being deplatformed, but you need to be able to explicitly and clearly denounce the homophobia. And then he sent me an email a couple days after that, showing me something that Glenn Greenwald had said, where Glenn was like, oh, no, this is Steven Crowder punching down on the little guy with his homophobia. You know what I mean? And so then Jimmy was like, oh, okay, well, I don't need your opinion. And so I thought that he was like reaching out in good faith to try to get the perspective of a gay dude, when in actuality, he just wanted me to affirm his pre-existing bigotry. Right. And so what he's trying to do is make Cornell West seem like, oh, see, if you're not going to parrot what I'm saying, then I'm going to paint you as the villain. You're actually against black people if you're not going to legitimize what I'm saying. And that's why he brought up that article. And it's ridiculous. I mean, he's done this multiple times, and people need to see that this is the tactic. It's the GOP Fox News playbook, right? And he's done it again and again. And if you think he's a leftist, then I don't know what to say at this point.
No one can think that at this point. I can't.
There can't be many.
People do. And there are people who are like him who claim that they're. I see this more and more often through the years too. The last couple of years, where a lot of people who used to be called leftists, and it used to be more of a general understanding. Hey, look, marginalized communities, fine, okay. Now people are like, yeah, no. No, now you guys are doing too much. You're trying to title things. But they're the ones that are calling this identity politics. They don't want us to actually get specific and actually talk about who's being targeted, why they're being targeted, why it's problematic, who's not receiving care, or what the real issues that are going on. And it usually be white people. I don't understand why. Why? You say that you're an ally. How can you be an ally in this manner? How?
There's no war but class war. No war but class war. Come on. We have to do the one thing I want. Like,
here's the funny thing though about that last article he brought up to like end it. Number one, what happened to businesses during the pandemic had nothing to do with the vaccine. In fact, the vaccine helped get people back to work and help things reopen. So that goes flies right into his face as well. But then on top of that, that article is actually Jimmy Dore playing into identity politics, because his
Right
whole
there.
shtick was it's all about the working class, right? Well, last time I checked, the small business owner class isn't exactly the working class. I mean, are there some people who have solidarity with the working class in that who own small businesses? Sure, but we also know there's a lot of small business bourgeoisie type owners who flew down on a private plane to January 6th. So the idea that Mr. Jimmy Dore, all the class, chimes in at the end there with, but what about black small business owners? Is
so
just
weird.
chef's kiss.
Care
Really.
about that,
Yeah.
Cornell West?
That was that was an elegant catch there, Matt. That was because honestly, that shows that he is willing to pivot on the very core issue that he claims to be standing on. You see him flip on it on a dime just to get a cheap political advantage that you just exposed. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Just come out already. He needs to just come out already. You are not as liberal or lefty or whatever as you know. You're not that. Come out. Come out the closet, baby. Put the hood on. It's time.
I was gonna say the "Make America Great Again" hat on.
No, baby, put the hood on. It's time.
No, good in the hood. That's way better.
Yeah. Once he gives that up, though, then he doesn't have his angle, right? Like,
yeah,
I feel like once Dave Rubin claimed or finally admitted he was conservative, he lost a lot of his like edge and a lot of his support, a lot of his viewership, because then
he became irrelevant.
Yeah, it's just
Jimmy
now
Dore's
everybody else.
entire channel, his whole thing exists for right wingers to say, "Look, a leftist is saying it too."
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
That's the whole channel. That's it.
That's
Yep.
it. And that pays well, folks.
Okay,
Yeah.
it pays, baby. We talked about this. It pays to have right-wing talking points. It pays to be a black person like Candace Owens, to shift, pivot, right up into the white supremacy talking points as a black person and say, look, this, and they're gonna say, look, she's black. Right, and Jimmy Dore is a person that look. He still considers himself like a leftist. Yeah, and they will go and this is what they do. But it pays. Listen, it pays to sell your soul.
Did y'all see Dave Rubin interviewing Ron DeSantis? And I'm like, do you realize you can't even tell him that you're gay without getting arrested in Florida? Like, it was the most hilarious and embarrassing thing I've ever seen.
And I love that you brought that up because it's so funny. So after Ron DeSantis released his homophobic ad, basically Trump supporters were trying to get him by showing the picture that Dave Rubin posted that Ron DeSantis had sent. Ron DeSantis sent onesies to Dave Rubin and his husband for the babies that said future DeSantis voters. And Trump supporters were using that as a gotcha to DeSantis. Like, see, he supports the gays too. It's fucking hilarious to me. It's so funny. Yeah.
Before we get off this Jimmy Dore thing, I just got to share. So
I gotta go. I said I'd only be here for half an hour.
You take care, get some rest.
You're all too much fun. It's too much fun to hang out with all of y'all. And one last thing, Ben, if anyone accuses you of that, I'd be honored to be your white friend. If you need one, just one.
Same.
I've got at least 4 white friends. Man.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
we've got you.
All right, see you.
And Lance is a light-skinned white. Yeah, yeah. So Ben, if they ever ask, you got Lance.
Hey, how are you light-skinned white? Like
I said it. It's a thing. It's a thing.
I should mention he is part indigenous as well, so he's not
You can see
not
you can see it in
necessarily
different
fully
features.
white.
You can see it in different features, but not in the skin color.
I wanted to share this though. So this is the media bias chart. This company puts this out every year. There were last I saw, they had millions of dollars pumped into this company. Here's Jimmy Dore on the far left. If you look, my mouse isn't showing up, but if you look on the far left, he's between two others.
Right next to the respectable Palmer report, and just under the also respectable. What was that? Oh,
Black
no,
Agenda
Black
Report?
Agenda Report.
They put him with the Black Agenda Report.
Yeah, this is how.
I actually misread. I thought there was
insane.
I thought that was that other the Jimmy Dore fan. I misread who
those
that was.
people.
No,
they're not on here. I don't think.
Whatever. Yeah,
they're not big enough. But yeah, it's just I will give them some credit for getting Tim Pool correct. They have Timcast IRL here on the far right and the misleading far right. So he's someone who pretends he's centrist. So at least they got that accurate. But it's like the idea that this company paid millions of dollars to make this chart and put Jimmy Dore on the far left is just.
They actually spent money doing this.
Oh yeah, no, this is like
they got money. These guys are funded. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see
Why do
that.
they have IGN on this? They have IGN.
Oh,
like
I don't know why IGN's on there for some reason. Really bizarre.
What is vaccine.news on the far right? That one just scares me. I don't want to know. Like, oh God, the fuck is that? I don't want to know.
There.
No. Wow, this is really bad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh,
Wow. Well, if you are interested in seeing conservatives take L's, so Peter Navarro taking lots of L's. So there's news surrounding him, but I don't even care about the news and the criminality. There's a woman who is following him everywhere he goes and trolling him at these conferences with the whistle. And his responses are fucking hilarious. I swear to God. I don't know if you've all seen this, but it's giving me life.
I hand it to this woman for doing this because she's really good, but also she picked a really niche person to go.
Right. She did her homework. She did her homework for real.
I can't wait to see it.
Oh, it's good.
Witness is inside. Thank you. WW.
Oh my God.
Not her having her own whistle. We have a whistle in the background. Now we got a whistle right in the seat.
You're gonna talk, she said.
This is what's wrong with America here. www.defendpeter.com.
Not defend.
Look at his face.
He wants.
Take a deep breath.
She's loving it too. She's enjoying herself.
Let the man talk, man. Is he picking too? He's like, listen, let the man talk.
Let the man talk.
Why are there people even on like?
Please play this on your channels.
What's his reason for being
This is just
there?
wrong. I'm trying to speak about serious constitutional issues with you. Clown with a whistle, witch with a broom. You go figure.
He said, which with a broom?
Wow.
Defendpeter.com. Please go there. Help support this fight against the attack on the separation of powers. These trials are very expensive.
Using my image to grift off me. Send me money.
These trials are very expensive. That's part of the Democrats' lawfare against us. All right, come on, dude.
Bro, you're already facing charges.
Oh my God.
No.
Kidnapped, raped, and almost murdered by a white supremacist gang after he doxed me.
Yeah, it's time to go. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully.
Same time, same place.
Oh my
hopefully
God.
Free speech will.
I don't know. He's kind of smiling at the end there.
I think that was funny to him, but when she started dancing, he wanted to turn around and
he had to take that slow breath.
He did. he really was ready to get up in there, but she's like, "Yeah, try it, try it."
That was amazing. His response too each time.
Is that the same sister who did the who said have some situational awareness? Like she went behind him for like a whole 10 minutes and he didn't realize she was there.
There's another one. This one's 20 seconds. Is this the one?
There's multiple.
Where's CNN? CNN here? Is CNN here? Anybody want to own up to that? Here's the problem.
Hero.
Who's this? Come on.
Bro, you're already facing charges.
Yeah, I get it.
Go ahead and commit
So,
crime. I've
so,
been here this whole time. Situational.
yes, okay.
Oh, you're right.
Situational awareness.
Oh no, she doesn't play. She's coming wherever he goes. She will be there, and she will be with her sign, and she will be yelling her truth.
That was
again, like I said, very, very specific target. Peter Navarro.
Right, very committed to the specific target.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I would love to ask her why specifically him for her. Like, what about him?
She said something about what was that she said that he's using her image for? What was that?
To raise money
I
or
don't
something.
know.
She said that. She said.
But wasn't Peter Navarro the one of those people at the beginning of the pandemic who was like really playing it down and telling people to go back to work? Like, I think this is perfect. Like, I know his trial doesn't have anything to do with the pandemic, but I just think it's poetic justice that he spent a lot of his time in the White House with Donald Trump trying to ensure that we went back into the pandemic. This was even before the vaccine. Like, he was one of the most cold, calculating culprits in this pandemic. So I'm glad to see her, dog whistle him like that. Like, it's not dog whistle,
literally.
Bird dog him like that. Yeah, she was killing it.
She was whistling all right.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it, David. There's one more. I'll post it in the chat.
I didn't see this one then.
There might even be more. She's on him like stink on shit. It's so funny.
She's not playing.
Like the other.
Jamie, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm sorry. We're going to listen to Peter Navarro.
Here we are with one of the most important constitutional separation of powers issues, and people will not let me speak.
This is my First Amendment right.
What I'm going to do now is allow.
There's cameras here. The marshals just saw you. The marshals just saw you. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. You just assaulted me. That man just assaulted me. He stuck a flagpole in between my legs. Don't touch me.
He did do it.
Wow.
Whatever she said, he did it.
Wow.
There you go. You're in
All right.
trouble now. They're calling protective services. I was just assaulted.
Look, if you got a sign,
No, I
hold
did
it over
it.
there.
Liar.
I can hold it anywhere I want. This
Yeah.
is public property.
It's assault. I want to press charges.
Let the man
Wow.
talk. Are you interested in hearing him?
Man, go ahead, Peter. Go ahead and talk.
CNN is live.
Steven's still holding it.
Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk.
No, I didn't.
I get that.
This is his
Go
moment.
ahead and talk, man. Go ahead. Sad day for America. Not because they were guilty verdicts, because I can't come out and have an honest.
No.
There's
nothing
Chiron.
honest about you. But we caught all that. He did something to that woman.
good.
Okay. I seen it. That's what I was looking at first. And she said he stuck that. Don't be
That's wild.
let
That
her
was
hold her
wild.
sign up in peace for this person who did what they said he did. Guilty.
Listen. I feel that he's out there literally by himself. All that he sacrificed for Donald Trump, and there's like
Trump is
no
not saying a
support.
thing. There's no
whatsoever.
support.
No financial support, no boots on the ground. He's out there putting up the microphone and the stand himself, and he's completely abandoned by Donald Trump. This is
Look, he's looking for the press. He's looking for the media. CNN, where are you? Where are you? Now you got CNN. You looking crazy. This woman has not slept one night without being in. She knew where you were gonna be. She planned it. She was pulling up. But this is just goes to show all these people who have the loyalty to Donald Trump. Look what's happening to each and every one of them.
It's
you
wonderful.
were a former Trump advisor. He left you for dead, literally. Now you're guilty. I haven't heard Trump say a thing on his behalf. Any of those Trump supporters right now, any of the people that are working alongside him, who may have worked alongside Peter, they don't give a damn. They disassociate themselves with you. There's no loyalty there. Oh, you thought it was? Make America great. We're going to do it together. Yeah, there's nothing. There's no loyalty there. We see that these things are happening with the, not January 6th, but those, what are the
James.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Look, it was.
that's exactly them.
Domestic terrorists. That black man, he thought.
What's my man's name?
What is his name? Black for Trump. One of them.
that guy. Okay.
Yeah, he thought he was going to go in there and he was going to come out like the rest of them. And then when he didn't, it's like, look what happens to you. Just because you supported Donald Trump, it does. Listen,
And
there's no
Enrique.
loyalty there.
Like, and Matt just mentioned Enrique Tarrio. Like, he just got 22 years. 22 years for Donald Trump. Like,
and now look at everybody, but look at Donald Trump. He's doing a press tour for himself. He's an entertainer. He does not care. You guys are going to fall by the wayside for supporting him in that manner. And it's funny. I think the guy who is in jail now, or I don't even know if he's still there, but he was told to stay in too, so that he can make money while he's in there.
Yes.
So he was really
Steve Bannon raised him a whole lot of money.
Trump is like, who?
They didn't think that the loyalty was only going to go one way. They didn't realize that this was asymmetric loyalty. They're loyal to Trump. Trump's not loyal to them.
One thing that I do.
Right. I mean, there's so many anecdotes.
It was so obvious. Trump never cared about anybody but himself, even his kids.
But he cares about me. I'm the one he cares about. That's what
he doesn't care about his children.
I'm the one.
You know what, though? This is going to bite him in the ass because those 18 co-defendants who he's not paying the legal bills of, they have an incentive to flip. I mean, why would you remain quiet and not sing when you like, this is to help them, right? If they sing on Donald Trump, then he's fucked, right? But they have no incentive to stay loyal at this point when he's not
They
paying
don't
for
have
their...
any incentive to stay loyal. But the thing is, we've watched a lot of these people stay loyal up until the last hour. Now, girl, it's too late. Okay, Liz Cheney, it's too late. Sis.
Right.
All right. Like, what are we doing? Like, it doesn't change how I feel about you. You've been rocking with this. You've been having this information forever, and you have stood right beside that mess for a long time. So you got some blood on your hands too. Don't wait until the last second and say Trump is bad. And now we got to be like, oh my God, a Republican said this. We must. No, we're not doing that. Or, oh my God, one of the supporters for him said, finally spoken. Give us the tea. Yeah, we want to receive it. We need this information, but we will not give you the praises as if this is something that you should have been doing. Something you should, like, if now you decided to do right and we need to pat you on your back, but no, give us the tea. We need that. Okay. But other than that, that's all you're getting. We're going to
also the prosecutor. I don't think they need anyone to flip. Like, they have everything they need on Trump. Like, do they, would they even accept anyone trying to flip on him? Like, just get them all. Fuck them all.
Will it matter?
Throw them all in jail.
Yeah.
Well, they don't need anything else.
They're not going to flip because the Proud Boys, who all got decades plus in jail, they had an opportunity to take a plea deal for just a couple of years in jail, and they all turned it down. Like, none of them are gonna.
They drink Kool-Aid,
and a lot of them too. In front of there's two specific. The guy who broke that window, like the guy with the long hair who broke the window in that video. He specifically told the judge something like, he regretted it or whatever, or he's no longer believes what he believes. And then at the end, when they sentenced him, he walked out of the court screaming, "Trump won." Like, these guys, they're not giving up. Like, it's not, they're about to spend like the rest of their lives in jail, and they haven't even turned on Trump, the guy who got them there. Yeah.
Well, it's also their level of commitment to this idea, right? They really do believe that they were the most aggrieved and the most oppressed group of people in the history of America. Like, those white men really were convinced that despite all of the stuff that they had to travel to Washington, D.C. for the insurrection. And now those people who have been arrested, they see themselves as political prisoners. And so there's a parallel. Like, we have people who are in prison who we see as political prisoners being held. Black Panthers to this day being held. We see them as honorable. But this is what the right is. They see themselves as political. They think they're right. And they're willing to go all the way to the grave on thinking they're right.
This is their civil rights. This is something that they're going to fight for. They wanted to go down in history to say where they were on January 6th. I was a part of that. I did something for this country. This is what you call being a patriot. This is what you call being a nationalist. This is what you call being an American. And we did what we had to do to make America great again. I'm going to stay up in this jail because I know I'm doing it for my kids, and my kids' kids. And when this goes down in history, in the history books, that Ron DeSantis is going to make sure that we are going to be presented as kings and queens that fought for our country.
That's right. That's
exactly right. All this because Trump was too embarrassed to admit he lost the election. Like, all these lives ruined because of this small little man. Like, that's absolutely crazy.
Absolutely.
Imagine
America.
If he admitted he lost and ran again, he'd probably be in a much better position to actually win, as opposed to denying the results and trying to fight the election and everything.
He doxed people. Poll workers. He had people coming up there like the mob and scaring them. People had threats coming to their home. People were called all kinds of names. Their lives were shaken because of what he did. Him and his people. Little Charlie Kirk, man. Charlie Kirk done bust. He funded a bus of people.
80 buses.
So 80 buses, not a bus. He funded buses, 80. To go make sure that the cult was there. And they went, I'm always shocked when I'm saying this. And when we were watching this live, we were covering it, and I was just so shocked. We were watching these people jump the Capitol, fight the Capitol Police, go into these offices of our representatives, rip the emergency button from underneath their desk. They had plans. This was literally a terrorist attack. And some of these people are walking free.
Yeah. And
Yeah, how is Charlie Kirk not getting charged? Like
80 buses. I don't.
Clearly, he had an impact.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a wild fucking country that we live in, and I feel like you would think that in a normal world this wouldn't happen, or at a minimum, like, oh, we've seen the worst, but it's going to get way more volatile. I don't know if you all saw this, but last week somebody in our super chat section asked a question about like Project 2025, and I'm like, well, let me look into it. It is horrifying. I did a video on it this week, and basically it is an attempt to just kill democracy in the country in 2025 within the first 180 days of the next presidential administration. It's the Heritage Foundation and 49 other groups all coalescing around this 180-day agenda where they first consolidate the power of the presidency, destroy the administrative state, and then it's full-blown fucking theocracy, baby. I mean, we're talking about a ban on porn, but designating LGBTQ plus people and teachers who are LGBTQ affirming as pornographers, making them register as sex offenders, imprisoning LGBTQ plus parents potentially for exposing their kids to pornography, banning all African-American studies in the curriculum. It's wild.
So it's literally the plan that they're executing right in front of our faces right now. And I haven't dug into it. Can't wait to watch your video breakdown of it. But this is what we're living through, and I think we kind of are desensitized to our work. Everyone on the screen, the kind of work we do, we kind of get desensitized to it. But we're actually chronicling this actual coup that's happening in front of our faces.
Right, it's a slow-moving coup. We're the frogs in the boiling pot, and it's officially boiling, and we need to jump out, but we haven't done that yet. But I mean, like, all the signs are there. Like, there was today, there was the presidential libraries all released an unprecedented joint statement, for what it's worth, talking about the threat to democracy. I have a video coming out next week about how Canada, they have a game plan ready in case we go full authoritarian. What are they going to do? Because they're going to bear the brunt of an American refugee crisis. What happens if America gets hostile? They're already shoring up relationships with Europe in the event their neighbor south of the border goes crazy in 2024. And to be very clear to any Republican who feels like, because I mean, we're polarized currently, right? And we both see the other, like Republicans see Democrats, Democrats see Republicans as a threat to democracy. To be very, very clear, none of these international countries, no institution is worried about the communist Democrats. They're worried about Republicans and Trump specifically winning. And what's scary about going back to Project 2025 is this was a document that was written by 300 plus conservatives. Many of them, they already are institutionalists, like they came from Trump's administration, Bush's administration and whatnot, or think tanks. And so a lot of these people are expected to go back with Trump, which is why you're seeing the headlines. Trump is expected to, get rid of the administrative state, take direct control of the Department of Justice, the CIA, so that way the obstacles that he encountered that first time aren't there. Because remember, like, as much power as the president has, there are still limitations, right? You don't control the entire executive, but they're trying to push this unitary executive theory. So that way the president actually does have absolute power. So last time, like, just for an example, this is the example that I used in my video too, but it's the most recent one. Trump really wanted Bill Barr to investigate the FBI for them looking into his 2016 campaign. Trump said, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, Obama had disputes with, with his attorney general wanting to close down Guantanamo Bay. So there's these disputes, but if you take direct control, these disputes don't exist, right? And another component of this is completely purging these institutions of the people who have been there for decades. Because even if Trump wanted to replace the attorney general with a lackey at the Department of Justice on, around January 6th, there was the threat of a mutiny, right? And so he couldn't do what he wanted to do and instill somebody who would do his bidding. But if you get rid of that problem from the jump and you fill all of those positions with, your own lackeys and not the bureaucrats who have been there throughout many administrations, you're going to be a lot better off in the event you do try to do a coup. And so I feel like this is kind of like one of those moments where this is it. Like, this is kind of make or break. Like, going forward, our country is going to be in one direction or another, but either way, it's going to be radically different. It's either going to be for the better or for the worse. It's horrifying.
Which is why, as much as I absolutely love Dr. Cornell West, I'm not voting for him because I'm voting against fascism. I personally, I love everything that he stands for. I'm a student of his and will always admire him. But if we don't stop these monsters right here, right now, they have an executable agenda and a plan to wipe out democracy in the first 180 days of 2025. We can't play with that.
We have no plan to respond to this, by the way. They have the plans. They're organized. We're not currently. And yeah, I'm with you, Ben. Like, I was kind of on the fence. It's like, I live in Oregon. You know, I love Cornell West. I'm not fucking around this time. I want the strongest repudiation of fascism as possible. I'm just not gonna. That's my personal stance. I'm not voting third party. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna risk it.
I'm in Florida. So, you know.
Yeah, you have a much better
Sorry about that, Ben. Love Florida. I'm a Florida girl, but I know it's wild. It's wild west out there. Speaking of Trump and all his supporters and all the things that are happening and how he got, how he got his mugshot, all of these things, guys, have you guys heard about Cop City, right? We've heard about Rico, right? Rico. Okay. We've heard about that, the breakdown. We know Fannie Willis out here who's been on top of that. We know her with rapper Young Thug. But for some reason, I just don't understand why now in Cop City here, which is a facility that's being created in a very poor area here in Atlanta, where a lot of homeless people actually reside. And this training center for cops is supposed to be built there. And for months, people have been protesting out there to stop what they are calling Cop City. And now with these protests that have happened, we've heard of one person actually dying. And we know 61 people have been indicted in Georgia on RICO charges for protesting against Cop City. This is something that is actually real. This is something that is happening. And I think that's it. How is RICO associated with people who are protesting? 61 people. 61 people.
2 of them were just handing out flyers too, like that. Like,
Yep.
How is that? How is that legal to arrest somebody for handing out flyers? It's because it's under RICO. I'm guessing that's how they do that. That's insane.
What they have done is they've structurally they have accused the bail fund of money laundering, and so a lot of people connected to the bail fund, they have been in lumped into this. They are listing community organizers as a part of the indictment, so they are indicting some community organizers, and I'm like, when did that become illegal? But I think this is, and Rebecca, thank you so much for bringing that up, because I think this is one of the scariest examples of how even Black Democrats in the blackest city in America, Atlanta, will do their part in bringing in fascism, because they have done everything they could. They try to block the petition drive. That didn't work because they got a victory, giving them the ability to run the petition campaign. And then now they're going directly after their freedom and their ability to organize funds and bail funds. So this is a really scary moment. And thank you for bringing it up, Rebecca.
Yeah, because I brought it up because I think it's ridiculous how this has gone this far just to protect a training center, not the people who were living there. Mind you, there's so many homeless people who call that area home. It is a poor area here in the Atlanta area. That's one of a poor area. It's already. So when they start constructing there, they're going to displace so many people, and people are just protesting, saying, hey, we can't have that. Not only that, we don't need any more cop presence around here. You guys want to protect that and not protect us. We're at war telling you guys, hey, let's stop this training center, bring it somewhere else at least. Don't put it here. But they're like, we don't care. They're fighting those people. Fighting those people. And now RICO charges for passing out flyers, for protesting, for fighting for their rights. Now they're making them seem like actual criminals.
And if I'm not mistaken, like I haven't verified this, and if someone in the chat, but they're saying that it might be the same exact grand jury that brought down the charges on Donald Trump in Georgia that is behind the 61 count RICO charges against the forest defenders in Georgia. I haven't had a chance. I just got that before we started the show, but that would be the sickest twist of irony. Because we see RICO being used, I think, in an efficient manner to discuss and to handle Donald Trump, right? But now that same exact tool is being wielded against forest defenders who are simply trying to protect the forest and protect Black communities and poor people. It's a really scary time. I can't.
It's a
stress
scary
that enough.
time. I did not. When I first read it, I had to read it again. When the news came out, I said, RICO charges against protesters for, I'm really trying to figure this out. Like, they've been protesting for a while. We've known a lot of things have come out of that. They do not want this story to become mainstream. So they're trying to keep it as tucked as possible because they know what they're doing out there. And now they're trying to make it seem like those people are the problem. Like, they are criminals.
Terrorists. Like they're terrorists.
They're terrorists.
It comes off as almost this desire to like appear nonpartisan, like, oh, we got Trump, but also we got the left, like that,
Yeah.
as if like these are equal.
That's a good
at
point,
all in any way.
David.
That's really
Yeah.
good.
Especially if it's the same grand jury like that.
Yeah.
That is, if that is,
Yeah, and that's something, you know, again, I haven't had a chance. Somebody texted me that while we were
verify, yeah, like
live, but it's too close to home. It's still a Georgia grand jury dropping some RICO charges. The irony is just too twisted to see it be used by Black Democrats. Andre Dickens, who's the mayor of Atlanta, this actually started underneath Keisha Lance Bottoms, former mayor of Atlanta, and to see it be wielded like this. But then again, hey, what am I saying? They wielded it against some teachers in Atlanta. They wielded it against rappers there in Atlanta. So, you know, I guess they're fair game.
and look, and we want to see, right? We want, when we seen it against Trump, we're like, all right, okay, cool, Fanny, you're doing your thing, and then we see it here. I don't understand how it took forever. And then she was like, no, he's gonna come back to the state for the destruction that he did. What are those people doing? What are those people doing but fighting for their rights, fighting for their land, fighting for their home, fighting for their protection, and letting it be known we do not need any type of police presence around this area. Not this type. We don't need this training center. We know what's happening already, and especially in Black communities.
$90 million facility
that can go to actually build community homes for those people.
Funded by the people that will be abused by that training center. It's and there's environmental impacts as well, right? Like with the area that they're building it on. Like it is crucial with regard to like global warming, flooding. It's just, and it feels hopeless, right? Like it feels like what can be done? They've been there for months, occupying, camping out, trying to stop this, and now they're getting charged with RICO charge. Like it kind of feels like this country is a black hole that's in the process of collapsing in on itself.
We didn't know what RICO charges were for real. When the RICO thing came out, we figured it out. We had the conversation. We educated ourselves on what RICO charges were. Now, and then when we were really happy when we seen Trump in France. But this is out of control. Now they just, what's happening right now? I don't know how to really, I can't process this for what they're trying to make it, because it's a lie. Like how they're trying to criminalize these people. And I don't see how they're being charged for RICO. Two people who were handing out flyers, people who were just standing there protesting. Like, what are they doing that is so wrong? We see this happen every day in other areas. What is the issue?
They're preventing a contractor or a series of contractors from getting their $90 million worth of checks. Right. There are some men who own some companies who owe some mistresses, and they cannot afford to miss this $90 million payout that they're getting from the city of Atlanta for absolutely nothing. Right. When we talk about why the cops get this, they get this as a consolation prize for having to endure the George Floyd protest. Period. Full stop. That's why they're getting this. I thought this was America. We don't give out participation trophies. Right. So why are we giving this to the police? They have everything they need. We give them millions of dollars, and they don't even know how to cut on their body cameras, or they know how to strategically never cut it on when they're getting ready to kill one of us. Which I want to give Black Mayor Andre Dickens executing the most efficient form of fascism in the country, making the Republicans look like beginners.
I just shared a link to an interview with who was it? I think it was one of the people after the RICO charges dropped. This is actually from yesterday. I don't know. It's 15 minutes. I don't know how much of it you want to watch, but just to give us a little bit additional context, I'll be right back.
I can bring it in.
I hope this gives us more context for people who want to know. Lover, yeah.
President Trump and others.
Good morning. Yes, it certainly is a response, but I would argue that it is a response to the larger movement that has been as it pertains to several matters of police violence and government prejudice. It's just a lot going on, and I think that the state has shown that they don't have a meaningful way to respond to what the people are showing that they want, and they are choosing to use the legal process in a essentially violent way to target protesters.
And could you talk about the indictment itself, some of the main aspects of it, Devin Franklin, and the number of people is extraordinary that are charged?
Yeah, it's really rare for this number of people to be included on an indictment. In my 12 years as a public defender in Fulton County, I never had a case that was this large or witnessed a case that was this large. I think that when we look at the number of people that were accused and we look at the allegations that are included in the indictment, what we see are a wide variety of activities that are lawful, that are being deemed to be criminal. And that includes things such as passing out flyers, right? A really clear example of First Amendment, the exercise of First Amendment rights. We see that organizations that were bailing people out for protests or conducting business in otherwise lawful manners have been deemed to be part of some ominous infrastructure, and it's just not accurate. This is really clearly a political prosecution, and yeah.
And how does it turn out that the same grand jury that indicted Trump and his associates
You're right.
Was the grand jury on this particular case?
That's too much for me.
It appears to be so from the limited information that I've been given, and it could simply be a matter of timing. It could have been something that was DA Fonnie Willis and AG Chris Carr. There's no way to know for certain, but what we do know is that for some point in time, for a period of time rather, the Attorney General of the state of Georgia, the governor of the state of Georgia, Brian Kemp, have both expressed discontent with the success that has been gained by the Stop Cop City movement and the momentum that has been created in the streets among the people, and that they have chosen to use those things which they have at their access, at their disposal, to essentially attempt to criminalize otherwise lawful activity.
Devin Franklin, what's interesting is that the DeKalb County's top prosecutor, the DA, announced she is stepping away from every case involving Atlanta's Public Safety Training Center, Cop City. DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston announced she is out. She will not support these charges going forward. Your response to this?
I think it's telling. I think it's really telling because the DeKalb County prosecutor has, a pretty good reputation in the legal community. And for her to take a look at the actions that the Attorney General was seeking to go forward with in her county, and for her to say, I don't want any parts of it. I have concerns about the legitimacy of these charges. I have concerns about the intent of the charges that the prosecutor, Attorney General Chris Carr, is seeking. I think that it is kind of a unique way of saying the quiet part out loud, which is something is not right. Something doesn't smell right with this entire situation, and I want no parts of it. And I think that will bear out as we get deeper into the discovery that is to follow the indictment.
And
all
right,
crazy.
I need more people to be like the DeKalb County representative. I didn't hear her name, but this is because there's no way that people of Atlanta, the legal community of Atlanta who's working with this, especially the marginalized community that knows what's going on, to be supporting this. I think that is ridiculous. So the ones that are speaking out right now, this is, it's going to matter. Their voices are going to matter. And like he said, saying that quiet part out loud, that they're saying that I cannot support this because I know this isn't right.
Wrong.
And I know that people are they're abusing their power to criminalize these people for fighting for their rights, for fighting for their city, for fighting for making sure that we do not continue we don't train cops over here, for utilizing money that could go back into the community. We're fighting here. We are calling you guys out, and you're calling us criminals. You are making terrorists. They are making terrorists. They're making them an example. And as he said, our governor, Brian Kemp, has made it known that he is displeased with what they're doing over there. They've sent cops to sit out there all day, every day, to act like it's a war zone. It was a war zone at one point. Like, they did that and then they tried to put that. I remember when the woman was shot, they tried to pin her on in the news as somebody who was a criminal, that she shot at the police officers. They didn't want to give the full story. And Ben?
No, I believe the activist was non-binary. They.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember, and I can never pronounce their name. If someone can help us with the name in the chat, that'd be great.
But the person when they were talking about them in the media, they wanted to make sure that they were put out there and criminalized and made to seem as somebody who was doing wrong. Yet the police officer in question, we never knew at the time, nothing. They were protecting. And so this is what we're going to see. The fact that they dropped this, even reading the article, they're saying that I think in the beginning of the article, they said that the protesters became violent. This is in the article. They said that the protests have become super violent. You guys, these people are fighting. They're protesting. The police,
they're in tree houses,
went to go be violent there.
Yeah, they said that they had a handgun or something to that effect, but then they were shot multiple times, and then the other accounts contradicted what the police say. And just here's the advice that I would give to everyone:
The other account,
if the police say something, don't believe them.
Right.
I
just wanted to add that the other account was the autopsy. Like they said,
Yeah, it's a smear campaign.
Your camera went out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Look,
that's
me and Ben got the same problem, David.
That's my cue.
Battery issue? Yes.
Yeah, the battery's gone. See you guys next time. That's my cue, guys.
Take care, Ben.
Take care, Ben. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate y'all having me. Take care.
Yeah. But no, this is it's hard to watch, it's hard to see, and it's confusing for people who don't even know what Cop City is. If they're going to read on what's going on, and the first thing they're going to read about is RICO charges, they're going to believe that these people are criminals out there. That's the first thing that they're going to hear. This is what the media wants to be put out.
I feel like once they hear that 2 of the charges were handing out flyers, people are going to be like, "What? Are you serious? Like,
how?" And to know that Brian Kemp, we've seen him have a representative, Park Cannon, who I've had on my show before, dragged out when she just wanted to go look at him sign into law something that was going to, something that was voter suppression, something that would take away the rights of marginalized voters for sure. And he had her dragged out in handcuffs, a representative, just because she wanted to go see, like everybody else, him signing this piece of paper. She wanted to look him in his face. We know what he's capable of. He abuses his power. And I'm pretty sure them cops who are tied up with him and all those other people that he knows in legal, he got together with them and said, let's make an example out of this, because they are not stopping this project. They are not going to continue to defy me, and this needs to stop getting as big as it's gotten. The attention of people, the support of people, we are going to make them criminals. We're going to keep this on their record. We're not going to allow them to get bail. We are going to make it tough.
And he chose the best time to do it. Like, this is he using the cover of Trump and that indictment to pull this off. I think that's intentional. Like, I think he intentionally, like, this is happening now.
Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That was
a tough one.
Yeah.
We'll see how this plays out. Like you said, I like that people who are supposed to be working with it are saying no. Like, hey, nah, I don't want. I like that people are stepping back from it. I can't be a part of this because I know what's really going on, and I want to see more of that as we get more into this and we hear more about it. I really want to see more. I want to see. I hope that it's revealed exactly what these people's actual plan is, and how they're devious and nasty and how they're attacking people for no reason. I hope that comes out. I hope that part comes out, because right now they're just saying it's alleged, but what we see here is showing us how people are abusing their power, and the people who are hurt the most are just the people who are fighting for their rights, the little fight that they can do. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping that that one person who's saying I'm not going to be involved creates like a domino effect, right? Because like nobody has political courage until one person says something, and then another person comes out. So I'm hoping that happens. But yeah, this is it just reminds us again that we're living in a dystopia. Like we see so much brutality whenever people try to exercise their First Amendment right, and the people who claim to care about free speech say nothing. I mean, it's not just Cop City. Cop City is probably the most egregious example, but it goes back to like the Dakota Access Pipeline protests when indigenous people were getting like shot with cold water in freezing weather. This is what they do. Like this is what happens when you actually challenge power. And so yeah, the whole cover of the Trump thing is. Yeah, I didn't even think about that angle, but it makes so much sense, right? Like nobody's going to pay attention, right? We're talking about Trump RICO, not Stop Cop City protesters RICO. What I would like to bring on somebody who is an organizer of Cop City to give us like on the ground details, because I think this is really important and fascinating. Well,
I can try to reach out to somebody and see if we can have that conversation here for sure.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
because it's necessary. I think the more that we can continue the conversation. I remember when I first heard about it, it's happening right here in the area that I live in, and I didn't know this was going on, and they want to keep it quiet. They want to keep it that way. So yeah.
Oh, because they know the response, like it's what they're seeing, and it's depressing, but yeah, it's important. So yeah, I would love to talk to somebody.
Yeah, we'll work on that for sure, because it's ongoing, and we need to keep the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do have something light that we could maybe just help boost our mood a little bit.
Come on, David.
We need a palate cleanser for sure. Yeah.
Okay, let me just show you this.
I saw this.
this 9-second clip. This truth sign. Watch what happens behind Vivek here.
Weekend. He spoke at the fair in Lancaster earlier today, and during that speech, the sign behind him actually fell on him for a moment. But
the truth sign falling on Vivek is just—he's
a liar. The truth ain't in him. So it's the truth. This is the only time the truth, right here, is associating with Vivek. This is the only
the truth will hit you if you keep avoiding it.
Right. It sure will.
There's a lesson in here.
Definitely.
So I saw some CNN polling today, and it not looking good for Biden.
I saw your video, David.
Polling.
It got me in a mood, man. It was good, but
not looking good for Biden nationally. Except he's beating two people. One of them is Vivek, which I find interesting. He's beating Vivek in the poll. And
Matt was right about that.
Who is the other one? I forget now. There was one other person he was beating. I gotta find.
He was tied with DeSantis, I think.
Took
right?
a screenshot. Let me take the screenshot.
How's Vivek doing in the polls?
Trump is beating him, which is depressing by 1 point.
Trump is beating Biden.
Yes.
I
don't.
Oh, somebody in the chat says that Jamie Peck is a Cop City protester. We should reach out to Jamie then too. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Jamie's been down there, and I think she's going back if she hasn't already. She used to be.
That's
Report.
Okay.
She used to host Antifada. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Or bring on a couple people. Yeah. I think this is so fascinating and really important.
Yes.
Sorry, here it is. So, and again, understand this is one poll. We're 14 months out. All those caveats aside. And this is national polling. This is not how the Electoral College works. Then again, if national polling, you should be leading as a Democrat if you're going to have a chance of winning. But Nikki Haley way ahead, like by far the clearest beneficiary here since the debates. But
That's shocking to me.
None of this matters. I take this with a grain of salt.
Well, of course, we're 14 months away, but
that of course, right. And
but these numbers are interesting. I'm shocked to see Nikki Haley up there. I was actually on the phone with my dad before I got on the show, and we were talking about that. And he was like, "You never know. I mean, Nikki Haley might do something." And I'm like, "I don't. It's no, not for the GOP. No,
she's not going to win the primary, right? Like that's kind of why that doesn't matter. Yeah,
yeah. But seeing these numbers, I didn't think she would be even on. I didn't even think she would make the list cut. But I guess
So,
she's the Amy Klobuchar of this primary.
We don't
do that to Amy. Don't do that to Amy.
No well, actually, disrespect to Amy. It's fine. She ate salad with the comb.
Amy's definitely better than.
Of course.
So yeah,
and also
Ramaswamy's the only person he's beating, which is funny.
Amy's disdain for Pete Buttigieg puts her a notch.
That is true. Okay, yeah. Okay,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The whole little.
And
conflict.
like Amy Klobuchar, Nikki Haley hates Vivek, the Buttigieg of this round.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I guess. Right.
Vivek is not somebody. I don't know. He just doesn't. After his performance, at the debates,
definitely performance.
It was definitely, he was theatrical. But that I couldn't. He gave me I gave him about a 3 out of 10. He won given what I thought he was going to come out of the gate and give us something more, because I guess that I've seen him talk, I've seen him speaking, I've seen him on different news channels, talking about his little policies, what he's going to run off of. But seeing him at the debate in front of the people that he's supposed to be going against, he did not for me. Okay, all of them really were. It was not like, who were those people? It was crazy. But him, I thought he was going to show up. And he let Mike Pence just be Mike Pence and still, like, I don't know. It was weird. Vivek didn't give me what I thought he was. And I don't think I don't know. He's just going to be the person that we talk about during these processes. And as we get through these debates and see who's going to be president, I feel like he's gonna get lost in the sauce. He's going to have viral moments. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he'll endorse Trump around January and then start a podcast in April of 2024.
I can see that happening.
And kind of slowly fade into obscurity.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a chance. Republicans are just too racist to support him. I was watching this Walter Masterson video where he was talking to Trump supporters outside of Fulton County Jail. And he was asking about Vivek, and one guy was like, "I ain't voting for no Hindu. He don't believe in Jesus." And I was like, whoa. I mean, like, we knew that that's how they felt, but never has one been that explicit in front of a fucking camera. By the way, that same Walter Masterson video, really interesting point that he made about Cop City, because he was asking them, like, you feel like the Justice Department is being weaponized. So he talk them up, get them to agree to that point, and then be like, what about Cop City? After they agree that, the cops are corrupt and the justice system is against us, they're like, oh, no, Cop City's fine. No, I think that police need training. I would highly recommend that, by the way. Just a little bit of a side tangent.
I don't need no more Cop City. I don't need nobody pissing me off about how he talk about Cop City.
It's infuriating, honestly.
Because wow, that is too much. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I to go back to Vivek. I mean, I had said during that election stream we did, I was like, he came
debate
off
stream.
Debate stream.
Debate stream.
When the election, yeah.
Oh yeah, debate stream. I was like, he came off so smarmy and conceited, and he was going to turn people off, and people online were into him, of course. The right wingers online like it, but that's because they're basically carbon copies of him. They're that same sort of narcissistic personality. Like, most people, no matter what their politics are, is going to look at that guy and his presentation and be like turned off by him, and that's what happened. I mean, he's the only guy in that poll losing to Biden.
It's funny how right, you were so right about that. Because I wasn't so sure that he would go down on the polls, just because Republicans love that pseudo intellectual. But no, you were spot on, Matt. Like, your prediction straight up.
because they don't like that pseudo intellectual of the young buck thinking he knows better than his elders. Like that's not something they're into. Yeah,
That's
no
what
way.
it gave. And every time he said something, I thought, okay, you are the younger person here. So can you do more than just give us a Twitter talking point, a Twitter meme, a Twitter quote? Can you do more than just give us like all of this social media stuff? I need to know what is authentic about you. There was nothing. Like when that man said, you're just trying to be Barack Obama for the right, like that. I was like, oh Jesus, this is terrible. Because he's not even giving that. You wanted to be the younger representative and show how fresh and then you're a minority, so that was fresh, and now it's like you wanted to represent that, and you did not do that. Like you're all those things, and we didn't get any of that from you because you just wanted to be so white and Republican, and you don't have anything fresh for real. You just have these trending talking points, and you think that's gonna get you somewhere. Oh no, honey, we noticed that. All that yelling and all that body movement and neck roll he was trying to do, it didn't do anything for us. It was just theatrics.
And he doesn't even embrace his youth. Like he wants young people to not be able to vote. Like he's so like, there's no selling point for him. Like
he's not working. He don't know what he want to be.
Yeah, Rebecca, when you said
all those people I potentially appeal to, I don't want you to be able to vote.
Yeah.
Also, maybe it wasn't so smart for him when he was compared to Obama for him to go, let me be clear.
That was embarrassing.
Right.
It was just crazy.
Didn't he say something? He actually unintentionally said let me be clear or something like that.
No, he said if you're wondering who this skinny guy is with the weird last name, almost verbatim Obama quote. I saw it side by side. Like he actually plagiarized Obama, and Chris Christie called it out. So yeah. But on the subject of Obama, when Rebecca brought up Obama, the image popped into my head of the startling news that he is apparently gay. This is something that happened in 1999. Apparently, I don't know if you all heard about this, but it is. I watched this video and it made me want to jump off a cliff in Minecraft.
I haven't watched the video. I don't know if I want to watch. It's Tucker. I don't know anything Tucker.
That Obama was gay.
That's the scandal.
There's this guy that's been going around forever.
Right.
Yeah,
Tucker Carlson.
You break it down.
Tucker Carlson had on this guy named Larry Sinclair, who since 2008 has been claiming he met then Senator Barack Obama, and he hooked him up with coke, and they had gay sex or something like that. They hooked up, and they, Obama's actually secretly gay, and this made the rounds back in 2008 when Obama was running for president. And then the guy seemingly disappeared. He had taken a lie detector test then, which Tucker Carlson does bring up. Tucker Carlson fails to follow it up with the additional fact that the guy failed his lie detector test.
Oh my!
Yeah, he used the lie detector test to give this guy credibility, but didn't tell his audience that the guy actually failed.
But they ate it up though.
Test.
They ate up.
And you don't need to see the lie detector. Just listen to him. And first of all, anyway, as a gay man, compare these two. Obama's way out of his league. Okay.
I don't even know what the guy looks like.
He does not look anywhere near like he'd be hooking up with Obama.
He sounds unattractive.
No.
If Obama was gay, he could do way better than that. Not to be I don't know, an asshole, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, this person sounds like he has an ugly soul. And if you have an ugly soul, it's coming out. You over here lying, lying and being nasty and putting out misinformation on people's lives. That's a married man. Who knows what his history was? But if you're coming out here lying about it,
I'm going to show what he looks like.
And Tucker, yes, please do. Tucker
I did
Carlson
link the video
to go ahead and have him on the show. Come on, no.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to say it, but I had to. We're all thinking it. Come on.
No. Immediately no.
Come on.
Immediately no. No.
Yeah, right? I mean, come on. Okay, if you watch the video, I don't want to even I linked to the video. I think I heavily encourage us. I heavily encourage you to watch the video just so you understand
That's what Tucker
aesthetically
wants.
what I mean. Like,
let's put it this way:
Okay,
the guy who founded Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, that guy who's
that clown.
You know
yes.
who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He tweeted out today that he met this guy Larry Sinclair because I guess Tucker Carlson filmed both of their episodes around the same time, or maybe even the same day, because Dave Portnoy was on a previous episode of Tucker Carlson's Twitter show. And Dave Portnoy said that Larry Sinclair might be the biggest bullshit artist he ever met. There's no one he would trust less than Larry Sinclair after meeting him, and that there's 0% chance this guy's story is true. This is a guy who's like in the Trump world, in the Joe Rogan world. So for him to be calling out this bullshit, I think it says a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, it's. I haven't watched this. It's a minute. I guess it's whatever. It's a minute.
It's quick, but
Just a guy
you'll
who's in
see
town
that
for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
Yeah, pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe.
The music, like this,
Right.
It's like they edit with this
Tucker
clip.
So
Unbelievable.
Carlson
So
really-
ridiculous.
Tucker Carlson really. This is an interview, y'all. This is. It doesn't say Tucker on X. Is this Twitter? Is this like
That's
it's
his
his
Twitter
Twitter.
show.
Yeah.
That's the name of his Twitter show. Tucker
this
on
is
X.
no.
I gotta also share this. This is evidence on Obama's side. What gay
He's
man was
definitely
it
on
to
something.
answer?
That's for sure.
Pipe and he's smoking. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction.
I am
No.
about to. You guys stop playing with me. This is absurd.
So full of shit.
No, Obama better find this man. Hey, listen, RICO charges right here. Okay, this is criminal. This is criminal.
Larry, what happened? You said you wouldn't tell anybody.
No, this is. And then he starts to detail it. Please, guys, do not let my ears bleed. Okay, no.
Well, it didn't happen, so.
Direction I had intended it to go.
Even though you had sex with him twice, you did cocaine with him, watched him smoke crack twice, you had no idea who he was.
I had no idea who he was.
That's the obvious question. What was Obama like on crack?
I was.
Is it your
That's
sense
what I
that
wanted
who
you guys
Obama
to
is
see.
transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time, and I would almost be willing to bet you it wasn't as long.
The guy's running for president.
This editing, I can't.
That
I can't with this editing. It's so unbelievable.
I'm experienced, Larry.
This
Trust
is an
me.
investigative story coming up at 6 p.m. This is an investigative story. They've broken something. Like, this is breaking news. You must watch for more details. The way they edited that is absolute. This whole thing is crazy. Like, this is a joke.
God.
You guys, this is a joke. And Tucker Carlson is so serious.
He's a real Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, I know the way he's playing this off.
We talked about this earlier today in the Majority Report, and one of my favorite things is how he's like, he introduced me as Barack Obama. He introduced himself to me as Barack Obama, and all I could have in my head at the time, remember, this is supposed to be like pre-2008 or whatever, and all I had in my head was Obama being like, pleasure to meet you. The name is Barack Obama, future president of the United States.
You know what's going to happen. Y'all, this is a fool. Now I did not know this was out there on Beyonce's internet. I did not know that this existed. This is wild. Like, I've seen wild things, but this is it for me. Maybe I can go to heaven now. This is it for me.
We only got 10 seconds. I got to see how he ends this editing here. I got to see where it goes.
Okay.
President, and credible information comes out that he's smoking crack and having sex with dudes. That seems like a story.
Well, it would be a story if the media really cared about telling people the truth.
Oh
I want to hear Obama. I want to hear
Jesus.
Obama's someone get an interview with Obama, sit him down. I want to hear Obama be like, I was sitting next to Larry, and I put my hand on his thigh, and my hand just went in the right direction, just like Larry said.
And this story is it's so much more fucked up because the entire like that 1 minute clip, you could see that it's very homophobia and racist coded. On top of that, the discussion is so much more unhinged because right wingers who believe it, they think that it's legitimate because they are transvestigating Michelle Obama and they believe that she is trans, and because Obama, by their logic, is married to a trans woman. Therefore, he is gay. So he's already part of the LGBTQ community. He's the first gay president. So case closed. It's so wild to me.
No, they make this stuff up, and people, they done found this man from West Bubba F in the middle of Nowheresville. This man probably, these are no, guys.
It's
Absolutely
too much.
not.
Like
and they brought him for this interview on Tucker Carlson said, bring him on. People are dying in this world. There's Cop City. There's so much other news. There is so
it's Tucker.
much
Tucker's not going to cover Cop City.
But he brought this man in to really be serious.
He's trying to get views now. Like
this is comedy.
Since losing his Fox show, it's all just like what can I do or say that's going to get me some attention because I deeply crave this attention. So
just want to say now that Tucker's covered this though, it's clear as day to me that man Barack Obama will never be president of the United States of America. His days are numbered. His career is toast.
That's what I tweeted. It's like, okay, this is not true, okay, obviously. But like if it is true, how am I supposed to react? Am I supposed to be outraged? Am I supposed to be shocked?
What do we do with this information?
Yeah, like one, like who cares? But two, Obama he's not important right now. You know what I mean? Like he's not like a threat to any Republican.
Mabel, I'm
like,
sorry, I'm leaving you for Larry. I can't hold it anymore.
They're living their best life. He just celebrated a birthday. Michelle, they've been saying that she's been a man or trans for a long time. And people still believe that because she's tall, she's muscular, she's in shape. She's a Black woman. And to people, that's all they need to say that she's a man. There's no evidence, no anything. They just go with that. Like this is outrageous. At least I thought, okay, let's see who's talking here. But not because of what he looks like.
But I mean,
not solely because of what it, but the fact that here is a lot of people still look, even just right there, honey.
Oh my God.
When you lie and you ain't no good, look what happens. I'm just gonna say this. Something may be mentally off about this man. And the fact that Tucker Carlson came on and played with that.
No, he's in perfect health. What are you talking about? Perfect health. Look at those teeth.
Oh my God.
All right.
David.
Those teeth made him good, let me tell you. Let me be clear.
Let me be clear.
Listen, I was always into women, never into guys. But when I saw Larry and I saw the no teeth, I thought, oh, fuck it.
Gee, how long has he been?
And I did.
You see, every time you lie, a tooth gonna fall out. He's missing about the whole bottom. Right?
No.
When you're not a good person, every time you lie, every time you do something wrong, every tooth is falling out. He done sat up here on Tucker.
I like how he says he snorted the coke off of like a CD at Obama's or something, and I immediately thought, oh, that had to be that year's Obama playlist that he puts out.
Oh my God! And
I made this
mix of the year.
Tucker should have followed up. Like, what CD was that?
Right.
Tucker didn't even follow up on much. He just kept saying, "And then what happened? And then what happened?" And then you say when he touched you on your leg, and then where did it go from there? Like, are you getting turned on from this? See, they all weird. But they want to say, look, they're all anti-LGBTQIA plus. But he brings this gay man on here, or I don't know how he identifies. But he brings this person on here, and now he's being all friends with them. Mind you, this same person was just dogging your community, saying that they're all kinds of this and that, being disrespectful, but now he's coming on here to try to be respectful to you to get this information out. And this is ridiculous. It's a joke.
Yeah, it like, and I think one commenter I did point out, and I kind of tend to agree with this. I did see right wingers agree with this, but for the most part, I think that there was a surprising amount of skepticism, even for the right, just because it's so obviously like not believable, and this person is not very credible. It's bullshit. I mean, the best, if you want to be as charitable as possible, is that he met up with somebody who he thought looked like Obama. Like that's it. But I mean, 0% chance that this happened. Like 0% chance.
So this is what
this is the
Hubiner was talking about.
Okay. I met Larry
I can read it.
Sinclair. Oh, do you want to read? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Dave Portnoy said, I met Larry Sinclair when I was doing my Tucker thing a couple of weeks ago. I would trust Anna Delvey before I trusted anything Larry Sinclair said. Top to bottom, maybe the least trustworthy human I've ever laid eyes on. I'd say his story had 0.0% chance of being true,
Right.
and that's generous.
You know what? This guy is largely conservative.
Yeah. Pull up this tweet. This is immediately the tweet I thought of. This is totally going to be, this is the Larry Sinclair scenario. This is totally going to be what ends up happening.
Wait, this?
You ever see this meme?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Where this guy says, oh, go up a bit. I always told people I met Michael Jackson, but now that I found the picture, man, what the fuck? Who the fuck was this? And it's a picture of this guy as a kid who's clearly with like a MJ impersonator or something.
My god!
Yeah, but for a kid, poor baby.
This is gonna be the Larry Sinclair experience. He's gonna go back to find like a old Polaroid. He's gonna be like, wait a minute.
No, but time has passed. I think that he really believes what he believed. And, you know, I don't know how this was allowed, but I've seen, rapper Cardi B. There's a woman who's a blogger named Tasha K who made statements on her show about Cardi B. Cardi B usually doesn't deal with bloggers in that way, but she made this blogger an example by suing her, taking her to court for every single thing she has because of the comments that were lies on her show. I would love to see Obama come out real hard on this and just like, you know, cease and desist, like just get this out of here. Just for first of all, the audacity of this guy.
In fact, you want to see me coming real hard on Larry?
If he
Let me
did
be
that,
clear.
that would make him
It
appear
never
more
happened. I
guilty,
swear to you, it never happened.
It probably would, but it's like people. But this.
No, he's got to ignore it. Just ignore it completely. It's so ridiculous. No, you don't have to engage. No one believes it anyways. Like, there's no reason to
I'm
engage.
gonna pull this
with
up
it.
really quick.
Yeah, he can't acknowledge it. He wouldn't acknowledge it. He's above.
Yeah, he
this.
wouldn't. I mean, he's too big.
No.
He's living his best life. I mean, the outrage about him wearing a tan suit, that was more like all of this is crazy. This is ridiculous. This is funny though. It's not. I wish that the person was more attractive. But when you lie and when you're nasty, this is what you get. You ugly. You ugly from the inside. It's gonna seep out on the outside.
Mhm.
That's it. I said what I said.
It's true. I feel like it's so true though. Like if you look at some of these really evil people, like they like the outside matches the insides. I'm not going to name names, but you know who they are. I mean, people who have to. Okay, no, I was about to name someone.
There's some fascist leaders. Like I don't know if you noticed this, but there's like I've seen, I don't know, the whole group of like fascist leaders across the world. They all look really fucking weird. Have you noticed?
Yeah,
There's that
they
one
look
guy.
haggard.
What country is he? He has like these giant sideburns. He looks really he's this weird face.
There's a look. They
Like
have a
the-
look. They
Yeah,
all have
no.
a look. Yes,
it's bizarre.
sure do.
Adolf Hitler famously said that Winston Churchill and FDR met for gay sex. So I can't forget that. Making it up.
Oh.
Did
you all see?
It's a joke, people.
Just
If
being
somebody
clear.
said
They're making it clear. No, but
Matt
I
comes
mean,
alive in the after hours. This is true. This is when you start seeing Matt start just coming out the
right, but
box.
I mean, the thing here though is like the people I think are you know, sort of focusing on the fact that this guy is full of shit, but who cares about this guy? This guy is a nobody. It doesn't matter. The real thing here is that like Tucker Carlson put this together in the year like it's ridiculous to begin with, but it doesn't even make sense from any sort of scenario. Like at least in 2008, you float something stupid like this in hopes it affects the guy you don't want to become president in some way. Maybe it loses him a few homophobic votes or something. But in 2023, Tucker Carlson doing this is the most ridiculous thing. It's pointless. It shows just how much he's flailing.
Oh yeah, it shows how desperate he is.
Yeah.
He's fallen off.
Yeah. He is falling off because I haven't heard about him since they kicked him off of Fox. And now I can't believe that Twitter has given him a show like this. But no, not that I can't believe it, because we know where Twitter's gone, or X has gone.
You pulled up that comment, David, but Musk was having fun with it. Like he was like he was sharing it, like he was sharing memes about it. Like it wasn't like he was saying this is ridiculous. He had asked some of his simps to actually create specific memes for him. If you look into his replies, someone posted like that domino effect meme or something, and he was like, "Oh, could you change this and insert this sentence here and put these paragraphs in there?" Like he was literally putting together memes about this. Like he's having fun with it. About the Obama being in the closet or something like that.
So I'm not shocked. That's what I'm saying. Like, look who owns Twitter now.
By the way, speaking of that piece of garbage, wrong one.
Do not. Yeah, leave that Michael Jackson impersonator and that young man
That's
alone.
what I meant to bring up. So this came out like a few hours ago. Grimes is she has a kid with Elon Musk. Demands Elon Musk let her see their son and now delete a tweet. Like it's not surprising at all that Elon Musk is
I didn't see this,
terrible
actually.
father. Yeah, so let me scroll down to the actual tweet. There it is. Tell Siobhan, I guess Siobhan's his new girlfriend, to unblock me and tell Elon to let me see my son, or please respond to my lawyer. I've never even been allowed to see a photo of these children, talking about the twins that Elon has, that he had at the same time as their second kid with Grimes. It's so bizarre.
What?
Until this moment, despite the situation utterly ripping my family apart. So
she can't see her kid.
Who's Siobhan?
This apparently Elon Musk's new girlfriend. That I was reading this earlier, so that's
my God.
His new partner.
Is that the one that one
they
who
have
worked
2-year-old
for
twins.
Tesla or something? And then very weird.
Yeah, and I think they have twins with a surrogate, and he had them almost at the exact same time as he was having a child with a surrogate with Grimes. So they're like similar in age.
What?
And that's their second child. So, but the son is the older one, and I'm guessing Grimes can see her, or maybe has the daughter, but can't see her son. That's what it sounds like.
Does he have full custody?
They're probably in a legal fight, considering she's saying respond to my lawyer.
Anyone who gets into a legal, I mean, he's gonna obviously reign supreme here. He's got unlimited
the money he has.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel so. I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't feel bad for her because she eggs him on and she takes part in this. If you look at, she's never come out and been like, she's never come out.
Yeah,
and stood
but
up,
now I
stood
think
up against him.
but now I think it's clear as to why. I mean, being charitable to her, I think maybe she's afraid of him, and maybe she's worried that he would take their child, and like that's maybe why she's subservient to him publicly.
And her connection to her kid, like I think about that. If I was a parent, like, okay, you want your kid to be with the other parent, but when somebody takes full control, here we go, abusing power again, and he's somebody in power. People with money, they're going to do that, and he's going to make sure that he uses all of his sources to make sure that she, out of spite, we've seen him bite Twitter because he didn't like something there. So I can imagine him as a parent to the other parent and what he would do in this case. And that's probably take away all her rights. It's so sad that she had to go under a photo and to say, hey, get him to call my lawyer about the kid. I miss my kid. I want to see my kid. That's sad. Now, whatever she did in the past, I don't know. I don't know her story. I don't even know her. But her dating him, she knew he was crazy. She knew what he was about. She knew that. It just sucks that she had this child with them, and now it's like things are getting real, and he's gonna try. He's a narcissist, and he's I can't imagine what he'll probably do to her. And then for her just posting that, she had to delete it. She probably got threats from him. There is fear there, maybe. So I don't know.
Did you all see the other story about him this week that came out about why he bought Twitter? He claims that he bought Twitter because his trans daughter was infected with the woke mind virus and started to think that socialism was good and that rich people were evil. So in order to, I guess, prove a point, he bought Twitter and is destroying it now.
Don't give him that. He bought Twitter because a court forced him to.
True.
That's why he bought Twitter.
It was not. It wasn't anything. He said at the beginning, when he didn't even own Twitter, he got upset because he wanted the option to limit how people were talking about him, and he got mad. He got mad. And then he's like, if I own Twitter, I would do this, and Twitter needs to have this. And then he got upset, and boom, bought it, purchased it, let all of the terrorists free, and look at what Twitter is like right now.
But yeah, so in common, did he really directly blame Twitter? I mean, this headline's claiming he blamed elite LA school for brainwashing.
These are all these Elon Musk stories coming out now are all from that upcoming biography about him from Walter Isaacson. I think his name is. Yeah. The Walter Isaacson one, the guy who did the Steve Jobs book. So these are all coming out of that. There was also a piece going around today from the book about how he purposely cut off Starlink for Ukraine when soldiers were doing some sort of they were about to do some sort of campaign on the border of Crimea or something, which
it's like an underwater mission, right?
It was something like that, and then someone pointed out a bunch of people looked through his history, and around the same time this would have happened, Ian Miles Chong tweeted at him publicly, specifically telling him to do exactly what he ended up doing. So I'm not sure if he's taking his consulting
That's
from Ian
amazing.
Miles Chong, but yeah.
That's wild to me.
Anyways, how about we get to super chat?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to What You Can Do, who's in the chat, a fellow content creator. Go ahead and give him a follow. We love him.
Yeah, no, actually, I never knew who he was. Somebody pointed him in my direction. I think it was one of you guys. Letter Hack too, and had pointed him in my direction. And when I talked about my situation on the show, he did a video on me, and he was giving me my flowers, so to speak, in my work as a journalist, past and present. And I don't even know this person, but when I seen that, I thought that was so beautiful. And he was just rallying around me and loving on me. And I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So you're watching now, you're in my chat as well. Thank you so much. What You Can Do. And so I know he has a page and he supports a lot of people and tells people who to follow and who to look out for in these spaces. So thank you for your work, and thank you for thinking of me and saying all those nice things. I appreciate it. It made my day.
So nice. It's so wholesome. It's nice to see people try to create content where they're not like attacking people and trying to bring people down, but trying to lift people up. I think that's really awesome and sweet. So yeah, great guy.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right.
Y'all about to read these chats. I'm gonna be here for 2 seconds and I'm go to sleep. Yeah, working.
No worries. I can't wait to go to bed too. Who's this for? Not for me.
Let me pull mine up here. Oh, that's for me.
For Mike. Yep.
Katie Dammit at Squirrel Gang Stand Up. Ben Squad.
Oh, that's OG. That's from back when we had a different, yeah. But I'm gonna let Ben know. Somebody says Squirrel Gang Stand Up.
Ignore Husky with a $10 super chat. I remember last time you had some comments about some of the bands I sent, but got my super chat super last second last time. Here's the tithes and have a good one, Matt. Stay punk. Oh yeah, I remember. We'll have to talk about it because I don't remember again.
For me, Das Boys Fleesh. I'm not sure if I said that right. Says breaking. Vivek just won the contest. I'm not speaking about the primary. I'm speaking about the World Fake Smile Championship.
Crazy.
I think all those guys on stage were all competing for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
All fake as hell.
Kodiak with $4.99. Yo, Mike, I showed my far right dad a video by you. He went absolutely insane. Keep fighting the good fight, Mike. Let's keep triggering the fascists. Oh man. Well, I'm curious what video you showed him.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
That's really funny, actually. Mike from Daredevil, $2. Thank you. Thanks for not shadow banning me. You're welcome. Do I have a reason to? I don't know that you can.
People
Can you? Oh wait, no. I guess that every ban is technically a shadow ban, right? Because you hide them from the channel, but they can still comment. I rarely do that.
Can you
unless
even
it's-
ban anybody?
Yeah, I don't know. You could do a full ban. I think they
Not
can
sure that
still
even
like.
exists.
Yeah, and I rarely do it unless you say something really like misogynistic or homophobic.
Take the credit, Mike. Just say, yeah, I did that.
You are welcome.
Daredevil with a $2 super
okay.
chat. Matt, thanks for not shadow banning me. Of course, it was all me. I did.
Did I shadow ban Daredevil? Is this what's going on here?
Mm.
Maybe I should. To be clear, I don't mod the chat. I'm talking during the live stream, so I'm not. If you're shadow banned, not on me.
David might have blocked you from his chat for not being racist enough. So you got to.
Oh yes, of course. That's you pegged me.
Cutthroat Kilo with $5. Left is best. Thank you.
Bender really enjoying his own jokes here. It's great.
Forgot about that. You forgot about that, didn't you?
This is when he
forgot about that.
He gets all giddy.
Find someone in your life. Find
gets
someone
really
in your
late.
life that makes you laugh as much as Matt Bender makes himself laugh. You deserve that.
And he starts to show
I'm
off, and he
hilarious.
won't say. He sometimes I'm like, is he in mannequin mode? And then next thing you know, now he's all moving and laughing and so excited. He could be here for another 5 hours.
He comes alive when it's late.
Yeah, the later it gets, the more
Yeah,
awake he becomes. It's
that's
wild.
true.
I don't know how it works.
No, but earlier in the
Catherine
show,
Wolf,
I was
thank you.
listening. I didn't see that Jimmy Dore video, so I was taking it in, and everyone had a lot of good stuff to say, and I chimed in. I had points to make too, and then the Cop City stuff, I was learning myself about stuff. So I was being quiet and taking in. So you don't
Matt,
speak.
please.
When
This is what you do
when
every
take
time.
in
Every third,
knowledge.
you literally start off. That's just how you are. You start off slow. You got to feel it out a little bit, and at the end, you're like, "Yeah, where the party at? Hold my beer. Let's have a good time." And I'll be tired. I'm like, "Okay, it's over."
It's good because we balance each other out, right? Because like we get progressively more tired, but Matt gets progressively less tired, and so the show is at
balance it
about
out,
the same energy level.
Yes.
Oh, Daredevil with a $2 super chat. Matt, can you get this super chat to Rebecca?
Well, thank you, because I know that you guys are looking to. I don't even know how you guys send to. I don't know how it works, but thank you, guys. For those of you guys who do want to send to me, you could just send it to me. The link is in my chat. The link's at the top, or you can just cash at me, Becca's Voice, BECCAS.
There it is.
There it is.
If you're looking for to give it to one of us to pass on to somebody else, you're sending it to the wrong guy here.
Oh,
Is this for Ben?
This is for
Well,
Ben.
he's not-
Yeah.
He's not here. Ben, thanks for not
Daredevil.
shadow banning me. I'm
Oh,
guessing
they're
this is a
not.
shot at me. And you know what? Based on how petty these super chats are, if you're not shadow banned, I will ensure that you are now shadow banned from my channel.
Wait, did you do that, David? David, are you like to go around?
I didn't do
banning people?
shit. I didn't shadow ban anybody.
Okay.
I'm talking
Maybe yours
during.
is coming. Maybe
If he's shadow banned, there's a good reason for it. So
No,
maybe the next
your-
super chat.
Your super chat is coming. with that in
Daredevil.
it.
Yeah, that's how exactly.
David
I don't know.
likes to
I'm not
keep
seeing
his
anything coming up.
David likes to keep his live chat nice and toxic, so you might have brought too much health to the conversation.
I'm very curious now, Daredevil.
Clearly,
You need to
I
give us
saw some
more.
toxicity no one else caught. So eventually, he'll be shadow banned. I'm just a trailblazer. You will all ban this Daredevil at some point. Just a matter of time. Bay Photo. Who's this for?
Not me.
Watch
Is it
Dr.
for-
Cornell West destroy fools while simultaneously telling them, "I love you, brother." It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
Bay photo 499.
Was that
Beautiful.
for Ben?
It
Might
could
be
have
for
been,
Ben, yeah. Kowalski 199. Harvest has arrived. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Relatable, Kowalski. I'm feeling it too as it gets colder. The dread is setting in.
Colder. It's a heat wave in New York right now. It's
Is it?
Yeah, it is
hotter than it was.
boiling.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's boiling here too. Yeah, it's like super hot.
This was the first week that it's pretty cold.
In the daytime, but then it's cool, like a cool 60 degrees in the night. But then it's like as soon as this is not the time to try to put on your little sweater and go outside because you're gonna bake, right? You're literally gonna bake, and then you're gonna go. This is time for thermostat wars. You don't know. You just don't know.
That's
You're
true.
Playing with it. It's. I hate it.
I know.
Yeah.
Narrator with a $20 super chat. Dems and Republicans both support tough on crime, the military-industrial complex, and protecting capitalist interests. U.S. population, 4.23% of global, 20% of global prisoners, 31% of global wealth, 4.5 million dead, 38 million refugees from war on terror. Right, yeah, but yeah, on those issues for sure. Although I just do want to add, narrator, that the politicians that you will see who do speak out on those issues, they don't come from the Republican side. They come from the Democrats in office. So while the party as a whole might be there, people who run on that party line are not.
Who's this for? Anybody?
Let's read this one, and I'm gonna say goodbye.
Could be for Ben.
I think this is for Ben. Yeah.
On behalf of the whites. Sorry about Jimmy. Absolutely. Thanks for the apology. But I'll say thank you for Ben. But yeah, I am out. Love you guys. Mean it. I have fun with you guys like I always do every Thursday. You guys enjoy your night with with Matt in all of his glory, because it's about to be a time. He gonna be up. He's gonna be up.
It's gonna be one man standing at the end of this at some point.
Definitely is. You guys, love you, mean it. Head over to my channel. Help me.
Yes, go subscribe.
Go over there, watch time, all that good stuff. I'll begin to post. And for you guys who don't know, Ben and I have a show called Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. And you could definitely watch it. We're going to be on this Saturday. Saturday mornings are very, very fun. Make sure you catch it. It's going to be on the Benjamin Dixon channel this Saturday. Mwah. Love you guys. Mean it. I'll see you guys next Thursday.
You take care.
Yeah. Good night.
Bye.
Man, pull back. Right
yeah,
now.
What the hell?
Saturday morning show. That's a smart idea. I don't know if there's any people streaming. On
No,
Saturday
it's a good slot.
No, it's great.
An open slot. Yeah, good for
That's
that.
great. Yeah. Okay, this one's for me. Narrator with $5. America has always been fascist. The difference is that democracy is no longer safely coded for majority rule by white elites, so it's no longer useful. I mean, yeah, to an extent, I pretty much agree. It's getting worse though, for sure. And yeah, I mean, look, the end of capitalism, it's always fascism. Like, it always breaks down in this way. So yeah, but there's still time. It's not over yet. We can still salvage the country. We just gotta try. This one's for me from Hideous Lemon. Nice to see you, Ewan, who always shows up at the Patreon chats that we do, or the Zoom chats that we do for Patreon members. The Caucasity, laughing my ass off. Can Ben become a permanent member of the podcast? Because every time he's on, it's been fucking great. I would love that.
Yeah, Ben's awesome.
I would love to have Ben become a permanent member.
Daredevil with a super chat. Another super chat. Matt, this is for Lance for not shadow banning me.
Dang. And
Daredevil should be aware that I'm the one clicking the chats. I could just ignore all the Daredevil super chats.
Don't worry, Daredevil. I could go back and click on them. If you want to send,
he
more.
Won't even know. He's not following along. He won't even know they're missing. He won't even know. You will disappear. You will be shadow banned from the entire channel. Gone completely. Again, maybe a mod banned you. I have no idea. But if you're hurt, I'm sorry. I apologize. I hope you feel better.
For Resta with a $5 super chat, Jimmy talks a lot about how his dad was a cop. I used to watch before his mask came off. I think Jimmy having secondhand cop brain is good context. Interesting.
Yeah, my dad always hated cops.
Jimmy used to do criticisms of cops because he and this has been Jimmy's politics. Like it's clear now. This has been his politics forever. It's always personal, right? So he hated he mentioned how he hated his brother, like who's like a really shitty cop. So he would cover like a lot of shitty cops. And then he stopped doing it because the algorithm, like the money is more important to him than his personal grievances. So he stopped doing that. But like you look at someone like he began hating Bernie and AOC when they wouldn't come on his show. Like it's this a lot of his politics is very like petty, and then he moves towards what makes him money is kind of what motivates most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Narrator with $5 super chat, thank you, says, okay, Jimmy Dore is at least willing to admit that Bernie Sanders was a class reductionist. I'll take that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that, especially in 2020. I think Bernie got a lot better, but I'm sure he could have done better for sure.
Yeah.
There's of course criticisms there, but I don't think Bernie was a class reductionist.
Mm-hmm.
Kowalski, Canadian flag, yes. Trees burning. I imagine this may be the forest fire. Yes. Farmer, I think. COVID maybe, and then death. So much smoke in Nebraska's air. Coming down from Canada. I see. Yeah. A couple months ago, I even there was no fire around us, but there was in Quebec, and I could smell it here. And we're talking like the fires in Quebec were like hours and hours away. So it's crazy how much that stuff travels.
Narrator with a member chat. There's no country in the world that has the U.S. There's no country in the world that the U.S. has moral superiority to. Thinking otherwise is based in valuing the humanity of Americans above others. Mm-hmm. Well, there are some. Honestly.
There's probably some. I think there's some.
Like Saudi Arabia. Come on.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Kowalski
with the super chat for me. Fuck, marry, kill. Jimmy Dore, Tim Pool, Charlie Kirk. Oh my God.
You do this.
Ooh, this is.
Not sure I can engage in this one. I will not engage in this one, actually.
Oh my God, this one's hard. Like
No,
me thinking about this question. No, I'm just... Oh no, I don't know. Like I don't know. This is a tough one.
I don't know. I think this is like you can't do this one. It's not doable.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Oh,
I gotta hear your answers for this one.
This is rough. I really don't know. Jeez.
This is the hardest one yet, honestly.
I mean, I guess the easiest one is the K for Kirk, right? I mean, I think. I don't know. I think K.
Who has the worst impact?
Probably Charlie Kirk.
Tim Pool, I think has more of a swayable audience than Kirk does.
Charlie Kirk puts more money into his activism. Tim Pool there's no activism from Tim Pool. It's just his show.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, yeah, the money.
Himself.
Well, I guess with Jan 6 and everything. Okay, yeah.
Kirk actually goes ahead and puts his money into the conservative movement. So definitely K.
He's so replaceable though. Like there's no talent there.
Right.
I think he's convinced a lot of major backers that he is the future of the conservative movement. Yeah, I don't know between Dore and Pool though. That's a tough one. Maybe interchangeable. Pool does have the compound. We could get sushi. Yeah, maybe Tim will take me out on some date nights. Yeah, we'll go in that order.
Sushi and skateboarding.
F Dore, M Pool, K Kirk. There we go. That order. Because maybe Pool will take me out sometimes. He offered Emma sushi with the boys. Maybe I'll get some of that sushi too.
Were you offered sushi with the boys? You weren't offered sushi with the boys?
I was not offered sushi with the boys. No, I was not.
That's interesting. Why was Emma offered that and not you?
Things that make you go, Rachel Horning with $1.99. Ben Dixon, Squirrel Squad represents.
It's
Tokyo
for me.
Hans. That's for me. Tokyo Hans with the super chat. Was that David Dole on the far right of the chart?
I'm guessing that's a joke.
when
I wasn't
Mike,
on the chart.
Was it Mike or you pulled up the left right media chart? Right.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
me,
I saw Rational National right next to Vaccine News.
There's actually a lot of like, I don't know, like if Jimmy Dore's on there, then why isn't the Majority Report on there? Or like Kyle Kalinske, or like Lever News, David Sorota's outlet, which is like an actual
on there?
journalist.
TYT's on
yeah,
there,
they're on there on the left.
Truanon was on there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Truanon bumped Chapo off the charts, I think, because they're in the space where Chapo was, I believe, last time around, and Chapo's not on it anymore.
I don't know how they make these calculations. Really bizarre shit.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I lost my. This is me. Kelsey Soloway, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, and it's Canadian. So a fellow Canadian here. God, there's way more money in grifting as a leftist than there is being an actual good faith content creator. Oh my God, yeah. There. If
David knows from experience.
If I knew from experience, I wouldn't be on a show called The Leftist Mafia. I would be on a show called like Why I Left the Left. And
I don't know. Sounds like a grifter ingratiating themselves into the left by being on a show called Leftist Mafia.
That's right. That's my plans. Be here for the next 20 years. Cash out when I'm, in my 60s. That's the plan.
That spot was already taken by a triangle landlord, so this show has been.
I'm not sure she was ever really her concept was never really left though. It was just like, I mean,
it's
I never
like
watched her shit, so I don't know.
vaguely anti.
My understanding was,
yeah.
It was more, whatever. I don't want to go back into triangle face, but yeah, there's nobody on the left. I mean, there isn't, YouTube ads, I guess, Patreon, but in terms of like big donors, that does not exist.
Magic Spoon, possibly, although I have not replied, so I'm sure that's gone.
Hello Tushy, maybe.
Venetia David
hello
with a
Tushy.
Venetia David with a 10-pound super chat. 10 pounds! Matt, please try and interview the lady with the whistle, the one who's behind Peter Navarro, right?
That'd be
awesome.
I was looking her up. I can't. I don't think even the news reports have the the captions for the photos just says "lady with a sign." It's just all. I don't think anyone knows who she. I mean, someone's got to know who she is.
Whistle lady, if you're
what
watching
if she just comes
this,
on and just brings her whistle out and starts whistling as you're like interviewing her?
Oh, David, did David just freeze for you too much?
Everything just froze.
Okay, I thought that was my computer.
No,
everything just froze for me.
Oh,
was
okay.
Me? I guess that's weird.
Oh, usually my internet is very bad.
Anyways, I was saying, what if she just comes on while you're interviewing her? She starts like she pulls her whistle out, just starts whistling the whole time. And
I would love it. I would love it. That would be great.
I would just sit there and accept my fate. That's we're gonna get the whistle then.
If anyone knows who the lady with the sign with the whistle behind Pete Navarro is, hit me up. I would love to talk with her. Because I'm actually dying to know. My main question is, out of all the Trump people, why him?
I know.
Very specific. There's got to be a good reason.
I just love it though. She picked a random ass Trump dude, and she's sticking to it, and she's never gonna let him go out in public again or have a press conference without the whistle.
It was a calculation where it's like he's not gonna have too much opposition towards her when she's there, so she's like, it's like a safe bet. Someone you could do this to and not face too much pushback.
Yeah, less people around to drown her out too. So
yeah. Lebowski, $2 super chat. Thank you. Says, how about Biden protecting ANWR? That's good news. I was like, what is that? And I looked it up. Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. Yeah, so I heard something about this. I didn't read too much into it, but they're canceling the remaining oil leases, I believe, in the Arctic.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah. There's differences between I mean, again, is it going to, solve the climate crisis? No. But there are differences between the two. Let's be clear about that on every issue.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Not me.
This is for me. There's a hold on. There's a missing chat then from Tokyo Hans that I'll read because I see it, but it's not in the weird.
Is it farther down?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe he deleted it.
It's in my chat, like it's in my YouTube chat. So I'll just read it though. That'll solve the problem. Then I'll read this one too.
Yeah.
Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Why is it when Rebecca speaks, I want to put my right hand over my heart in front of the American flag? I am not even American. Oh, that's very nice, actually.
She's a great
should let her
speaker.
see that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Foresto with a $5 super chat. Don't forget that Republicans want to enable literally anyone to sue any random woman for being in a car driving to places if they suspect abortion. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Clayton Beans with $5. I woke up and saw the vid on Project 2025. Horrifying, very important, but I did not need that for breakfast. Much love, Mike. Hey, I appreciate you watching it. That was a video that was really difficult to make because there was a lot of components and I didn't know what to talk about. And it was one of those videos where it's like, okay, I'm going to put in all this work and it's not going to get a lot of views, but it's important. But thankfully it did really well. So I'm glad that people are sharing it and they're taking it seriously because it absolutely scared the fuck out of me when I learned about this. And the more research I did, the more that I went down the rabbit hole, the more horrified it became. So yeah, I really am glad that people are responding to it in that way and sharing it and whatnot. It's very important.
It's always wild how the most important stories get the least amount of views. It's just
yeah.
Climate change. I mean, anytime I cover anything Canadian, which I still do because I want to cover it, but just obviously the viewership's going to be different there for various reasons. But yeah, it's the way things work.
Yeah, we push through it and we do what's important. I did a video on what was that today on student debt. Knew it wasn't going to do very well. It did not do very well, but it was important, and I was fucking pissed off. So I needed to rant about that.
Anybody here?
I don't think it's me. Oh, it is me. Then why is there?
Sometimes they're out of order, Matt. Because last week that happened a couple of times.
All right. Foresto with a super chat. I want to love the Green Party, but it's barely better than a scam at this point. No ground game. Just show up every 4 years to collect donations. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know why they don't run candidates in anything else. I mean, I know that there are every now and then candidates that run, but I don't see any like party backing. Like it's not like the National Party gets together and it's like, all right, here's the slate of 5 to 10 candidates we're all going to go out and support and collect money for and put money into a campaign for. Like, I just don't see it.
Part of the issue has to be media, right? Like, there's no real national attention on a Green Party unless the media is talking about how they're going to be a spoiler. So, like,
there was no attention for AOC when she was running. I mean, there's no excuse.
I know, but that's a primary. It's it's a Democratic primary. It's going to be a different situation than a third party. The issue is the electoral system. I don't think the issue is just like the Green Party and their lack of obviously there is a lack of support there for smaller races, but the issue is first past the post. Like I think that's ultimately the problem with
one thing that I would say as like a former Green Party voter is there's a lot of excellent like individual Green Party activists. Like Margaret Flowers, for example, did so much good work, for net neutrality during the Obama era and whatnot. So individually, their activism is excellent. I just wish that the National Party would organize ballot initiatives to get ranked choice voting, because I don't think they're ever going to have a chance of reaching 5% or even getting any success unless they get ranked choice voting. Because if you take away that spoiler argument, then there's no reason to not vote for them. They do much better. So I wish that they would organize around that, because you're not going to be able to be successful if you don't get electoral reform. That's just a fact of reality. It's Duverger's law. So I wish that they would focus on that more. Some of them do, to be clear. Just like there needs to be a national movement by the Green Party in each state to like get ranked choice voting in this state. And because you could get it on the ballot in certain states, and that would help them. They'll do so much. I would like to see that personally.
Narrator
with a super chat, $5 super chat. This election is too important to stray from the duopoly. Wait 4 years, and and that election will be too important to stray from the duopoly. I mean,
you don't
yeah.
beat it by it again. It's the electoral system. That's
yeah,
the reality.
and it's always going to be one of two evils because we live in a capitalist society. Every candidate is not going to be very good. They're going to be shitty. Even if we could get electoral reform and have 4 or 5 parties that are electorally viable, guess what's going to happen? They're going to start out really great and they're going to start to sell out because capitalism eats away at each of these parties. It hollows them out. Ask the Green Party in Germany. When they finally got enough votes to be in a governing coalition, what did they do? They voted for war, betrayed the fuck out of their constituents. And they did that so they can keep that coalition together. Capitalism is the real thing that you have to focus on, not just the duopoly, because even yes, we need more parties, of course, but even if you get more parties, capitalism is going to do its fucking thing. Focus on capitalism.
And even if, yeah, that's 100% correct. And even if you want to live in this world where only if, all these people on YouTube or whatever supported a third party, you're just not going to make a difference. Even,
right.
I would even say, even if CNN came out and was like, you know what, we're backing a third party run from this person. I still don't think that third party, just CNN, the CNN viewership is not going to, win you an election, let alone, some YouTubers. So it's not, that is the lack of media attention isn't the problem, or media support isn't the only issue, I should say. The real issue is, as Mike said, capitalism, but also just, the electoral system. And it's going to be an ongoing problem.
Yeah.
Wall Street clear. Tech. If anyone tries to break up the 2-party system, I'll make a few phone calls and destroy it. That's right. It's me, Barack Obama.
I mean, that basically happened in 2020, but
yeah,
that's a joke. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're a leftist,
well, it didn't break up, but you apply that to a 2-party system. It's a little different than a primary. But yes, I get your joke. Yes.
Listen, to be a leftist is to suffer, right? Can't win within the system, can't win outside of the system. We just do the best that we possibly can. Okay, that's life, unfortunately. This one is for me, Wall Street Tech with $12.34. They even resorted to UFO talk to distract us. I have no information on Arcturus. I don't know what Arcturus is, but I don't necessarily think that the UFO talk is brought out conveniently to distract all of us. I don't know why it's become popular. Well, I do know it's because certain figures who are legitimate seeming are talking about it. I just don't. I honestly couldn't care less. I genuinely don't give a shit at all about the UFO stuff because it's not compelling to me, and I'm sick and tired of the grainy, videos and stuff like that. So I don't think that there's anything coordinated behind the schemes where it's oh, let's bust out the UFO stuff, and distract. I don't know. I don't think that that's it. I just think that people like to be distracted in general, and this is picking up steam because of that. I'm not sure. JCast with $5. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Yeah, rip to him. The lead singer of Smash Mouth passed away this week. Yeah. He was a good guy. He supported trans rights, just all around, good dude.
JCast, $2 super chat says #Giant Meteor 2024. I mean, every election cycle, that's
literally, yeah.
JCast with a super chat for me. If Binder usually stays up the longest of the group, does that make him the most woke? Oh, I am.
Sing.
It's true. It's true.
Yes,
I
it
suppose,
does.
in some sense. JCast, $2 super chat says, hope Lance is well and recovering. Yes, it appears he is well and recovering. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back next week. Oh, also me. Law School Stud, $4.99 super chat says, the legend Ben Dixon, love you guys. Thanks for all the work you guys do for the true progressive leftist cause. Thank you, Law School Stud.
T King with a super chat. Love you guys. Waiting to support Rebecca with a super chat. Absolutely. We'll get Rebecca there. And until then, feel free to send all super chats directly to me.
Ford 8484, $5 super chat. Thank you. Says, so Del Boca Vista became the Villages eventually. That's how much things changed since the 90s. What's the Villages? I don't understand the reference.
That's the community in like the retirement community in Florida that's like super pro Trump.
I know Del Boca Vista, but what is it became the Villages? I'm missing that. It just means like in support of Trump.
I got no.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Florida. I don't know why they sent it to you, David, being that you're the furthest from Florida.
I have
Actually,
been to Florida.
Mike would be the furthest from Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Thank God.
Actually, no, I've been there twice.
Mm.
Once was after I think Trump won. Yeah.
I've never been there. I'm advised to not go there now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would not go there now. That's for damn sure. Lost my place. Here we go. I don't think this is for me. No.
It's not for me.
Oh no, it is for me. Snack Panther, $10 super chat says we know Governor Kemp was on crack. Was a crook as he purged the voter rolls, often against Stacey Abrams as Secretary of State in an election he was running in. Yeah, I remember covering that back then. Actually, that's back when I had a radio show, and I had Ben Dixon on, and we talked about that when I brought him on. That's back in 2018, I think. But yep. Also to me, blue scuser. I feel like I'm reading that wrong, but $5 super chat. Thank you. Says talk to Jamie Peck, guys. She'd be a good person to have on. Yep, we I mentioned that earlier. Yep, I've seen her talk about Cop City.
T-Types with a super chat. Biden needs to drop out. I don't get people who think
It should have happened a year ago, but
yeah, it's a bit late now, unfortunately.
Right, but like, who else is gonna run? Like, there's nothing.
A lot of voters think they want someone else, but I don't know who else they would really coalesce around. You know what I mean? Like,
you want Biden to drop out because you're such a big fan of Kamala Harris? Is that it? That's what you'll get.
She'd have a worse chance of winning. I think
that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that she would be a better president than Biden, just because she's younger and she would care more about her legacy and want to accomplish more things.
No.
But you don't think so? I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I don't like Biden.
I think it's a toss up, man.
Yeah, I think that he has a better chance of winning than Kamala does, or Kamala. If he was gonna not run, he would have done it a while ago. He's running. That's it. It really is frustrating.
Listen, I think Biden, is no great shakes, but he's again, the bar is very low.
Yeah,
and
right.
When you take into consideration, Biden's good.
I mean, he's probably the most progressive president in our lifetimes, which is a very low bar, as you said.
The bar is so damn low.
Right.
Well, but that's the truth, man.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. No.
I mean, if his student debt cancellation went through, that would have been the most significant impact the president has ever had on me, personally.
And if you compare Biden to any of the backbenchers who would be up for next in line, whether it be Kamala, Pete Buttigieg, any of the names that get floated, other than Bernie, but that ship has sailed, unfortunately.
Yeah, Bernie's.
Biden's gonna end up being more progressive than any of those potentials. We are in for a unless someone out of the blue comes.
Unless you look at some governors, like there's potential. I'm not saying that they'd be like necessarily more progressive than Biden has been, even though it's, again, low bar. But they would. I think some of them could still maybe win. I'm forgetting his name now because it's late. But the big fat guy who's a governor, Democratic governor, who's like a JB Pritzker. He has a lot of support.
Yeah. Right. Like the thing with Biden is like you could tell he.
You said that, and Chris Christie popped into my head for some reason. Even though it's Republican.
But Biden's obviously like this old school, like within is like obviously this old school like blue collar pro union guy. It's just that his years in politics have sort of faded that into the background comparatively. I mean, I know he would run on that character of his, But you can see as he's in sort of his later years that he's like, fuck it, like he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna do.
Just his NLRB appointment alone makes him better than
that. And again, who knows if that's really him or people around him? But whatever the hell the case is, people he's hiring who's in control of the NLRB, doing good shit there. So yeah. Narrator for somebody.
Narrator says everything is fine, nothing to see here. Biden can lose because he'll run on protecting democracy after not holding a fair primary. I mean,
I'm not saying he can't lose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't think that'd be the reason he would lose, but like the primary.
I mean,
I don't think
also,
people
like,
are.
I don't think he's gonna lose. First of all, I think I'm and as the guy who almost called the 2020 map perfectly, I'm gonna say Biden. I'm gonna make what is this? I mean, I could have said this months and months and months ago too, but September 2023, I'm making the official proclamation: Joe Biden's gonna win re-election.
I hope you're right.
Doesn't matter who. Yeah.
What if he's not alive? What if he doesn't make it? That's the shit I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it really.
Would a Harris Buttigieg win against a criminally charged Trump?
You know what? Maybe people would rally around, just I don't know, to support Biden's legacy or something. I don't know. Just throwing shit out there.
They just trot out Obama.
But you know what though? We had the same argument about, you could say the same thing about Bernie Sanders with his age too. Like we were so gung ho for Bernie.
Bernie is, but he is, his mind is not where. Yeah,
but mind is but you're conflating two different things here. But Joe Biden, health wise, in terms of physicality, Joe Biden seems fine. In terms of his physical
I don't
health.
Agree. He looks like he's about to.
You're separating brain from the rest of the body.
Yes. He's going around. He's doing his thing. He sounds fine when he's, he's talking to people and stuff. Like I'm not talking about the on-camera stuff. I'm talking when he's just talking amongst the people. No, you never hear any of those people talk about Joe Biden being off his, when he's just at an event or something talking with people.
Yeah. No. I mean. Yeah.
I don't know. I hate this.
Yeah.
A Biden-Trump rematch. Goddamn. Fuck America. Why? 0PE 499. Comma K Franklin with Community Movement Builders down in Atlanta has been one of the people at the forefront of Cop City protest. He'd be a great guest. Oh, okay. I don't know. Let me see if I'm following them. And yeah, I think that'd be cool to bring on a couple of people. Because I think it would be.
Yeah, hold on. Someone just pointed out. But I'm sorry. Someone just pointed out. Joe Biden's out there riding bikes. He's out riding his bicycle. I mean, he's obviously in fine shape comparatively to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I know people like to look at him as old. Yeah, of course he's old. But if compare him to other people his age, he's not on death's door. I mean, I don't know people.
I know. I'm just thinking the older you get, the higher the chance of a stroke or something like that. That's kind of.
Right. I mean, Bernie had a heart attack. I mean, Biden hasn't. I'm not saying this is a Bernie Sanders supporter. I would have thrown all of this wayside for Bernie. But I'm just saying. But facts are facts here.
Former Future Goblin, $5. Did you see Mehdi Hassan's interview with Vivek? Absolute bloodbath. I have not, but I'm going to check that out.
I watched it. I almost covered it today. The reason I didn't was, who cares about Vivek anymore?
Right, he's kind of exactly.
It didn't seem important at all to me, so I was like, forget about it. But it was, it was good. But Vivek is just, I feel like he's not really that much of a person that you're really challenged to take down. He's so phony. And Mehdi Hassan just brought out just one part of it that stood out was Vivek got a Soros grant to go to college, at $50,000, and this is while Vivek had already made over $1 million. So Mehdi Hassan's hitting him on both sides. First it's a Soros grant, and he's also
you're taking
anti
Soros money,
and so it was an affirmative action grant. So and Vivek is anti-affirmative action. So he took this money, as in someone who's now anti-affirmative action, who also didn't need the money, and Vivek's trying to pretend like, oh no, I didn't make that much money. Like, no, we have your tax returns, you release them all, like here they are. But so there were some good moments, but
My
again,
God.
Vivek is just not. He's not a threat to anybody. So I mean, as a candidate, I should say, he's a threat to people, but in other ways.
His 15 seconds of fame are over.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Snack Panther, $2 super chat. Thank you. Says Sinclair slept with Obama, but got not dental plan. Didn't get it. Yeah. I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Obama is why the ACA didn't include dental or more subsidies for dental, I should say, as a fuck you to Larry specifically. Like, I will teach that motherfucker for outing me.
Let me be clear. It was because of me that Larry removed those teeth to begin with.
Yeah.
It was a request, a personal request of mine.
Oh, God. Speaking of drugs, from Hideous Lemon, $2 or £2. The show is called Tucker on X. Oh, I never thought of that. That's funny. I never.
No,
thought
yeah,
of
I was
that.
thinking that. And yeah.
Why did that not click for me? I feel like I should have been on that shit. But thank you for pointing it out.
Me, Ford8484, $5. Thank you. Says, can we get a video of Kenneth Copeland laughing when Biden won the election? Ah, oldie buddy.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I don't remember that. Him
Oh, it was
laughing when
very
Biden won the
ominous. He was laughing
when he won the election.
Yeah, he was laughing because he's like, "Oh nope, God has another plan. It's going to be overthrown or something."
Oh yeah.
But
Okay,
is very very creepy. Well, you've got to cut that into the outro or intro, I should say.
I'll just bring it up for just a second because this is
Yeah, it's very cursed.
Just to remind people. Okay, that's enough of that. ridiculous person.
I mean, if you're into UFOs,
I was going to say ridiculous human being, but I think he's an alien, so
sure. Right?
Was that what you said? UFO?
If you're into UFOs, how is he not like your number one investigatory target? I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, 100%. We were both on the same page there, exactly.
Right?
For me, Cleaton Beans, $5. Thank you. Says David, the Obama is gay story actually got pushed back from Elon Musk of all people. Yeah, I think Mike brought that up earlier. Yeah, again, Elon Musk.
Yeah, but he really didn't though.
Bit more.
We mentioned it earlier. He didn't really.
Yeah, you brought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he joked about it. Like, he didn't say he believed it, but he was obviously promoting it for Tucker.
Yeah, he's having fun with it.
Ignar Husky with $10. If it wasn't so dangerous, I'd find these nutters to be comical and hilarious. Used to enjoy delving into conspiracy stuff for lulz, and now it's just so right-wing and all tied together in a mega cult. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there was a time where I would laugh at Alex Jones, and now it's just, I mean, not necessarily him, but like now these conspiracy theorists, they have a lot of sway. You know, they do insurrections now, so it's not so funny. Like, maybe if I wasn't an American and I was watching from a distance, it would be a little bit more comical, but at this point in time, it's just kind of scary because people will believe anything. Forkman 199, Nick Fuentes recently said he hates poor people. I saw that, and yeah, not surprising. A lot of these fascists are elitist pricks. They just use working class talking points to rope people into fascism, but it's a bait and switch. Shrek is love, Shrek is life from JCast, $2. I agree. Shrek memes are also very good. This one is not
This
for
is for me. Ace Area 51 with a membership super chat. Thank Mike for covering the sentencing of a Saudi critic. Can't wait for Matt Taibbi releasing the X-Files for the Saudi government. Sarcasm. Yeah, the Saudi is going to execute a guy who had 9 followers for his tweets.
It's wild.
Amazing.
Oh my God, I didn't read that much into it. Holy shit.
All that all that free speech over from Musk is he's oddly quiet about this one.
Yeah. On top of that,
wonder if it has to do with the fact that Saudi is like the second biggest owner of Twitter.
Yeah, they're also even before Elon Musk, the Saudis were being assisted by Twitter. Whenever they wanted information on users, they would hand it over willingly. They were infiltrated before by Saudis, literally. But when it comes to like the warrant that Jack Smith had for Trump, they were not cooperative, but they're very cooperative with the Saudis. It's fucking wild. Yeah, we do need a Twitter files for that. I think this is from me. Yeah, former future goblin, $20. My goodness, thank you so much. That is a massive super chat. I feel like we need an applause for that. God damn. TLM, help. How do I deprogram my friend in Elon Stan? He believes that Elon is a genius. Oh, thank you, David. And I don't know what to say. Elon, make smart people dumb. Has he seen any of our videos, any of Matt's videos, David videos, my videos? Because we have some good examples of how his like changes to Twitter have backfired. Try to find some of these videos. Mine are going to be in the billionaires playlist. It's like billionaires / late stage capitalism, I think. That's where mine are. Maybe you could find some. Because, I mean, honestly, if your friend is a simp, you might not be able to pull him out of that.
Yeah, it depends what your friend cares about. Like, maybe the story about him not, letting his the mother of his child see his mom, maybe that'll pull him out of it. Like, maybe you got to get more personal with this kind of, because some people they don't, if you're still at Elon Stan, then you're probably like a capitalist. You don't really give a shit about how he's exploiting people and shit. So you have to, I don't know. It also, whatever, let you can't deprogram everybody. Maybe just, if you can't be around him because he's so obsessed with him, then don't be around him. But I can't imagine it takes over his life that much. Let your friend be weird in that one way, and maybe just slowly plant seeds, but you can't really make anyone change their mind.
Yeah, everybody has their quirk,
Yeah.
So maybe just him being an Elon simp is his thing. But as long as he's not like super insufferable, then
Yeah. Black Flags and Roses $9.99. Thank you so much. Says, as a mutualist / anarchist, it was weird seeing that it in the RICO charges, reading the horrors and crimes of anarchism, mutual aid, mutualism, cooperative, direct action, free association, the horror. I have a hard time imagining this shit's going to hold up, but then again, I guess crazier things have happened. I don't know. Those charges are just wild, though.
Yeah.
Rose J. Neeson, first time with 50. I do not know what that is. DKK?
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, of course.
Let me check. That is.
Why did Canadian? It's Danish.
Oh,
Danish.
okay. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for 50 of those. Says, first time catching you live. It's 4:30 in the morning on my side of the planet. Wow. That is early. But I appreciate you. Appreciate your donation, and I thank you for watching. Who this?
Matt or Ben? Maybe it's Ben. No.
Probably Ben. Jam Tomb, aka Nika. BPD. I assume that's. Wait, what is that? What is BPD?
Benjamin P. Dixon.
Oh, P. God, guys, I'm.
You're good.
I know my brain's not working. I said what I said. It's the truth. Love you, Ben and Becca. There you go. Thank you.
They are amazing.
Is this me? Yes. Fly Chopper Fly, $2 says, I know one also shadow banned from Rational National. I know one also shadow banned from Rational. Trying to say you're not shadow banned? Because you're not. Thank you. Thank you, Fly Chopper Fly, for your generous donation, unlike some people who claim they're shadow banned. But we don't know for sure.
Super Chat guy with $5. Hey, Mike, the FCC has finally confirmed Biden's new FCC nominee. Yes, although it's Anna Gomez, not Gigi Sohn. I'm confident she will support net neutrality. Yes, I am too. And I would say that within the next year, well, we're running out of time, but net neutrality will likely come back. the FCC chair, Jessica Rosenworcel, has made it very clear she's ready to rock. She just needs that majority because they're currently deadlocked. And yeah, Anna Gomez, she supports it. Very, very positive news. Some hopium. Ivan B, $2. Obama should run for president with Larry as vice. Well, you know, he can't run. It'd be his third term, but maybe Larry could run with Obama, like, as, I don't know.
Obama as the VP. Can that happen?
I don't know.
Can you run as a
honestly.
VP after you're in president for 2 terms?
Larry, let me be your shadow president, baby.
Probably not.
This is for me. Styx Dragon Sharon, $5. Shade Dragon and I would like you guys to review Project 2025. More people need to know about what the GOP is doing. Yeah, so I actually did a video about this that I released on, I want to say Wednesday. It's not entirely comprehensive, but it's very, like, I go through a lot, but it's big. Like, it's a 920-page document, so I go over some aspects of it. But yeah, trying to spread the word on that myself. So yeah, thanks for the super chat.
This is not for me.
Daredevil with a super chat, $5 super chat. David, sorry for the teasing. You're my 4th favorite person from my least favorite country. I love your work.
I want to know who the first 3 are now, and I'm curious.
Bret Hart, Chris Jericho.
Of course. Actually, Chris Jericho was my favorite wrestler back when I watched wrestling, and then I stopped watching. But yeah, who's the third? Owen Hart.
Owen Hart, yeah. Edge.
Yeah, actually, he's a good Canadian wrestler. Narrator. This is not for me. I have a different narrator
it's for
chat
me.
coming up.
Narrator with a $10. Wait, where? I lost it. Narrator with a $10 super chat. You can think America is morally superior to Saudi Arabia because you look at the difference in domestic policy in American lives versus Saudi lives. No country exploits and kills globally like America. Yeah. I mean, I mean, again,
did you hear of the?
Ask the people in Yemen what they think about that, and I'm sure there's many
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but in Saudi Arabia, you can't criticize the government. You would be killed. In fact, we just talked about the guy Mohammed Al-Magdi, who is being sentenced to death for mean tweets about the government. In America, we could still talk shit. So yes, America is morally superior to Saudi Arabia. We can say that. It's not that crazy. Saudi Arabia bad. America bad too, but not nearly as bad as Saudi Arabia. And I promise you, I'm much more happy to be living here, especially as a gay man, than Saudi fucking Arabia. So yeah.
Jesse B with a $20 super chat. No message either. Just $20 like that. Thank you so much, Jesse B. And I love your avatar, Spider-Gwen. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta see that movie.
Same. Is it out yet? Like on?
I think it's gonna. I think it hits streaming soon if it hasn't already.
Okay.
Admiral Stewie with a $5 super chat. It's fascinating to me how the far right keeps pushing conspiracies about Obama being gay, but rarely go the extra mile of making him a bottom.
That's hilarious.
Let me be clear. I'm the boss here. All right.
I guess for
I
Benjamin.
guess this is for Ben.
No way says, love your work, Benjamin.
Okay, this one's for me, just chosen randomly. $5 Canadian. Thank you so much. F Tim so he can finally get laid. Marry Kirk to mess with his family values. Kill Jimmy since he's not worth RXN vids.
That's a good idea.
Ford is this one? Yeah, this one is for me. Wow. Ford 8484 with $20. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you. Coming from Lance's story about his appendix, Pacman had surgery a few years back and made a video about it. If I recall correctly, it was around $20,000 without insurance covering and over $2,000 with his insurance. Yeah, sounds about right.
I remember him. Yeah, I remember him doing a video. The details, I don't remember that, but I remember him talking about how expensive it was and just being like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
You know what's funny is my medication that I get. It costs $63 for a 90-day supply, which is affordable comparatively speaking. I saved $3 though because of the insurance that I pay $700 a month for. So they say insurance is useless, but
that's ridiculous. Narrator. I only got 3 left, or no, now 5 left. But I'm gonna go through them so I can hit the pillow on my bed.
Damn.
I'm dying here. Narrator $5 says the duopoly is a prison reinforced by our belief it's inescapable, but this election is too important. Just like did we have this tweet earlier? I think this is the same message you posted earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, we addressed this, but understand that you can't collectively get people to vote. You can't get 300 million people to vote differently based on a sudden feeling. Like the electoral system has to be changed. That's the problem.
That's the hard reality. That sucks. I don't like it. I would much prefer a proportional representation system, a parliamentary system, but we've got to work with what we've got, unfortunately.
So I'll run through mine. Lebowski, $5. Thank you so much. Says the Arctic Wildlife Reserve is very important. It's over 19 million acres of wildlife refuge area. It's nearly 10 times the size of Yellowstone. It must be protected. Vima, looking for you. Oh, sorry, Verna. Verna Rochelle, member for 2 months. Thank you so much. Says Bernie is the GOAT, but the establishment Dems will never let him have the nomination, ever. Have to focus on saving democracy. Biden-Harris 2024. I mean, at this point, I don't think Bernie would run again anyways. Though if he had, I would have supported him. Verna again, thank you. Says Biden's goal was to get stuff done while lowering the temperature. Did that. Experience and wisdom is good. Harris is strong second string. I wouldn't agree Harris is strong second string, but I mean, I guess to the alternative, again, the bar is very low, but yeah. And last one for me, Super Duberful, €10. Thank you. Says night shift finally over. Tired but still watching. You and me both until now, when I will not be watching, so I'll be logging off. But see you all. Oh, Mike, you're off next week? You're on vacation?
I'm off next week, yeah.
All right, so I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Take
Bender,
care.
I'll see you next week. See you.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Peace.
All right,
And then there were
so who will be
And
the
then there
sole
were two.
survivor? This one's from me, from Narrator, with $5. I'm all for rallying the base 6 months out, but now is the time to send the message to Biden. He has to work for our votes. Yeah, I mean, I think it's always important to apply pressure on all politicians, but especially the president, even if it might not necessarily seem like it's going to work. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try. So, yeah, I'm with you. Also, welcome to our new member, Christine Tenbarge. Thank you so much. Let's see here. I've got a couple left, actually.
Oh, you're gonna run through them too?
I just have 2. I might go ahead and do that because then I'm free for a week. Then I'm on vacation officially. So
All right, get the fuck out of here.
I will. I'll let you do your thing, Matt. Not that I don't love hanging out, but I need a bit of a break. Okay, C3339409 with $5. Why is the Hill rising, saying that January 6th was just the protest? I don't know. I don't watch the Hill rising. I think that for the most part, most of their hosts are idiotic. And I just, that wouldn't surprise me. That sounds like something that many of their hosts would say. I didn't watch the video, but I saw that they attacked Kyle Kulinski for saying vote blue no matter who. It's like, why are you covering fucking YouTubers, you dipshits? Aren't you like a serious news organization? The Hill is stupid. We've got Sally Thompson. Where is it here? Okay. Here it is. Mike, try to get... Oh, thank you, by the way, for the $10, Sally. Mike, try to get someone on about Cop City, because I heard a discussion today that if they build one there will be more. And they said, like, in Portland, Oregon. Please not here. Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. This is the beginning, for sure. Okay, and I have one more from narrator. Here we go. Narrator, thank you. By the way, narrator, thank you. You sent so many super chats. I really appreciate it. Left is best. See you in 2 weeks. Yes, I will see you. Looking forward to taking a break, but I absolutely will miss everyone. I will try to watch live. Let me find where you were, Matt. Really
Where are
quick.
you going?
Nowhere. I'm just fucking doing a staycation, but like mentally giving myself a bit of a break from politics. I take the second week of September off every year for my it's my me and my husband's wedding anniversary, and we're kind of homebodies. But you know, thank you. We just kind of just chill. I'm trying to find where you were.
Oh, I know where I am. It's all right. I got it.
Oh, do you? Okay. I was trying to find it in the highlights here.
You
But
get the fuck outta here.
oh wait, there's one more. One more. Lizzie Bennett with $10. Thank you, Lizzie. See you in 2 weeks, Mike. Please consider Dusty Smith, Cody Johnston, and or Leisha Miller as your fill-in guest. Yeah. Hey, well, this is up to the guys and Rebecca. Yeah. Hopefully, there's going to be an awesome replacement, but not somebody too awesome because then they might replace me permanently. So get someone who is not as good as me, but still very, very good. Very hard to find. No, I'm just kidding. No. But anyways, have fun, everyone. I'll see you all in
Mike,
2 weeks.
wait. One thing. With your Twitch channel, I don't know how many people are watching, but raid my channel. So at the end of the stream, I'll be able to raid someone with both of our
Smart.
viewerships. There you go.
Will it let me though? Since I'm still live?
Yeah, you should be able to raid
Oh, okay.
me.
Oh, I just heard my voice. God, that's jarring. Ugh. I hate whenever I hear my own voice. It does something to me.
Well, get used to it, buddy. You got it going?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Cool. Oh, look, getting raided from the Humanist Report. Thank you so much for the raid. Hey, Humanist Report viewers. My name is Matt Binder, and on this show... All right. Have a great vacation, Mike. Enjoy it. Enjoy your time off. And I'll see you in, 2 weeks?
I'll see you in 2 weeks. You take care. I've got videos going up all week. So I pre-recorded them.
You planned ahead. Look at that.
I worked very hard on these videos. There's a video about birds aren't real. There's a video about GOP outreach to voters. A video about billionaires saying stupid things.
He made sure they were evergreen too.
You're gonna love it. I worked really hard. It's not just filler content. This shit took a while. So watch it, and I'll be back. Take care, friends.
Peace. And now you're all here with me. Let's wrap it up. Let's do this. I will say I will not be able, if you're going to send the super chat to Mike or Dave, I'm not just saying this to be an a-hole. I won't be able to tell that I won't be able to read it because I'm basically lining up my YouTube channel's super chats with what's in StreamYard so I can tell where I am, because otherwise I'm just going to repeat what David and Mike did, and I don't want to do that because that's going to be a waste of time. So if you send Mike or David a super chat, that's cool, you could do that, but I'm not going to be able to find it to read. Sir Lava with a super chat. Don't you know Grainy Dots is Klingons? Sheeple. I have no idea what you're talking about, my friend. Narrator with a super chat. NITA and NCO fired its workers after they voted to unionize, replaced them with an AI that didn't work, so they closed their hotline service. Oh, I remember hearing about this. The National Eating Disorder Association, right? First of all, extremely dangerous to do that, to put that people looking for help for an eating disorder in the hands of AI. Very Not smart. Not smart. Pinkerbell with a membership super chat. Tucker on X explains the dumb as hell look on his face. Yeah. T-Types with a super chat. If Biden died, do you think the DNC would be able to get the party to rally around Harris? I feel like it would be an open primary at that point. I mean, it's too late, really, to do anything else. I mean, we're sort of on the... I don't know what they would do, honestly. I don't know what they would do. Narrator with a $10 super chat. To be honest, I don't think Biden would lose a primary, and I don't necessarily want him to. I just think the best way for Biden to win is to activate the base in a primary season, so I want to push for that. Yeah, but there's no one running. Like, that's the thing. Like, I would love a primary, a competitive primary, but no one's running. We got Marianne Williamson, who she seems nice, but, you know, and she's got some good ideas and platforms, but she's a non-entity. She doesn't have a movement behind her. And then you have RFK Jr., which, I mean, come on. But I get what you're saying. I agree with that, but this is just not, unfortunately, where we're at. Hold on, I'm looking for your... Themic with a super chat. The Detroit Lions beat the defending Super Bowl champs tonight. We're in the end times now. It was a great run, team. Oh, interesting. I'm not a football guy, so. For Resto with a super chat. Idea for the guy with an Elon Stan friend. Mention the weirdo pedo pics. Unbanned Twitter scandal from recently. Pedo stuff is third rail for a lot of people. I'm sure they'll find some excuse, just like the reason Trump was friends with Epstein was to really go undercover to completely destroy what Epstein was doing. I mean, they always find a way. The critical plug with a super chat. This question is for both of you guys. Well, it's just me now. Tupac's music was political. Would you say it was progressive with its messaging? I don't know enough about Tupac, but from what I understand, you know, he I remember reading somewhere. Hold on, let me I remember Queen Latifah says she took Tupac to a gay club. I remember reading that article. He apparently was an ally to the LGBTQ community. But I mean, you know, it's hard to tell with someone who, you know, passed before these became big issues for, you know, the average person because of the culture wars. Again, trans people existed and have for a long time, but they were never pushed into, you know, the spotlight of mainstream culture wars until the right decided to make this an issue. Ford 8484 with a super chat. Whatever happened to Nomiki Konst? She's from Buffalo and just is gone now. She just leave politics? Yeah, I don't know what happened to Nomiki. I mean, she ran in Queens, and it was a bad idea for her to run, and she dropped out and endorsed the DSA endorsed candidate, and the DSA endorsed candidate won. And then I don't know what Nomiki's been up to, honestly. She didn't do her show anymore. And I don't know. I don't know what happened to Nomiki. Good question. Good question. Oh, let me, my members here. Tokyo Hans, thank you for, I guess, re-upping. I don't, Venetia David, thank you so much for becoming a supporter as well. I think re-upped as well. I think that's why that showed up like that. Yeah, thank you so much. Those are the ones I see. Duke of Bread with a super chat. Biden wins, dies in office. Kamala Perez by default. Next election, Dem party. No primary. Kamala incumbent. No democracy for next decade. It's sad. I mean, that would be a pretty terrible scenario. I don't think, you know, it's hard to anyone could go at any time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Biden wins. He lives 4 years longer, more years, and then there's another. He lives out his time in office. I mean, look at Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter is like what, late 90s, right? And they put him in a hospice for like end of life care or something like that, right? How many months ago was that? And he's still like, dude could have been out this whole time. He didn't need to go to the hospice yet. It seems like. Ayantu with a super chat. If Biden doesn't win, the whole administrative state is going to be what the State Department was during Trump, unstaffed and dysfunctional. Yeah, but you know what? I really think he's gonna win. I really do. I do think Biden is going to win re-election. Really though, I do. J Rude with a super chat. All alone now? When's the next Fortnite stream? Was great playing, right? Yeah, I did a Fortnite stream and people, listeners joined in. That was fun. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll let you know. I can't tell right now. Kids just went back to school. Soccer is starting up for my son. Also, I am one of the coaches for his soccer team too, so I have responsibilities now too. Super duperful. Let me pull this up on the feed here with a €10 super chat for your sleep-defying superpowers. Thank you so much, super duperful. Super duperful. I really appreciate that. I'll definitely do another Fortnite stream, though. I'll just have to let you know when I'm going to do it. It'll probably be like I would figure it out the day I do it, you know? Over on Twitch, Woke Sky, subscribe for 6 months at tier 1. Thank you so much. Nitros420 cheered 10 bits. Keep up the good work, Matt. Bury the Cult 45 in their bullshit. Appreciate it. And Valinova cheered 500 bits. Did you see Sam talk to Jesse Singal? Singal is so slimy. I did not see that. I want to see that. I need to watch it. I knew it happened. I just couldn't tune in when it was happening. It apparently was very good, I heard as well. I'll have to check it out for sure. Folks, youtube.com/MattBinder. Subscribe to the channel. Just subscribe if you haven't already. Twitch.tv/MattBinder. Just follow the channel on there. Just follow if you haven't already. If you would like to support what I do, whether it be on my own show on Leftist Mafia, the reporting work I do, you could do that with the super chat on YouTube, with a membership on YouTube. We could do that with a Twitch Prime subscription. That's the best way on Twitch. Connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. If you're paying for Amazon Prime, you get that free Twitch Prime subscription every month. But the best way, if you can afford to do so and would like to, patreon.com/MattBinder, patreon.com/MattBinder. That basically ensures that I have a certain amount of money every month to put into the show. I would like to hire a very, very part-time, like per project is a better way to put it than part-time, editor, so I could put out more content. And to do so, I need a Patreon subscriber base to rely on. So if you can and would like to see more of me, patreon.com/MattBinder. All right, folks, that is the show. I'm going to raid someone on Twitch. Let's see who's on right now. Who would you like to see? Who would you all like to see me raid on Twitch? Let's see. Who should I raid over on Twitch? Ford says, Binder, you should come up with Pac-Man. Always thought Pac-Man and Kyle would be the best, but Binder and Pac-Man for hours, ripping right-wingers and making jokes and promoting good policies. Pac-Man doesn't like me, I don't think, because my sense of humor. It's gotten me in trouble with Pac-Man before. So I don't think you'll be seeing any Binder Pac-Man crossover. I got no issue with the guy for that. I mean, I disagree with some of his takes. and some of the crypto sponsorships he's done over the years. But you're probably not going to see. But I would be down to do anything with Pac-Man, but you're probably not going to see it. What you can do says, hell yes, Matt Binder. Jan 69 says, will Matt play NBA 2K in 5 minutes? I don't play NBA 2K. All right, let's do let's raid yeah, I haven't raided USA Hole. That's a good idea. Let me raid USA Hole. Haven't raided them in a bit. Let me set that up. While I set that up. Yeah, there's a lot of good people on. I just rated on my personal after my personal stream this past week. I rated MEC3. Oh, this Mouselander says the sign troll is Brienne Chapman. How do you know? I'll be honest, I didn't look too much into it. But how did you? It seems like she's sort of. Wait, you sure that's her? I'm seeing. Maybe it is. Okay. Oh, got another super chat. Hold on. I want to make sure. Mike Thompson with a super chat. Not sure if anyone mentioned it, but Jordan with status quo has been in Atlanta. All right, that's another person to put on the list. Anarchist's Princess on YouTube. Wait, what? What is Anarchist's Princess on YouTube? Is that? Is that her? Is that Brienne Chapman? Interesting. All right. Well, I've just gone 3.5 hours almost. People are saying, Binder, why are you here? Looney Tunes says, Binder, keeping it until 3 a.m. Nixine, Matt, why are you still here? LOL. Yeah, I mean, I that's how I roll. I stream. I give you guys your money's worth. I'll never leave you guys like the others do. All right, but it is time for me to go. All right, I'm raising USA Hole. Let's do this. All right, one last time, youtube.com/MattBinder, twitch.tv/MattBinder, patreon.com/MattBinder. I'll see you all next week on my own stream and on Leftist Mafia, on the Majority Report as well. Take care, everyone.